We're live? Excellent. Good afternoon and welcome back to the final round, season finale of the MSA MX National Championships. I am Temba Kumalo, bringing you your YouTube live streaming action. Today's action brought to you by our fantastic event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sports, TRP Distributors, Better Brands, Bandit Graphics, and of course, shout out to Red Bull South Africa for giving us the energy to fly. Shout out to Terratopia, Mlimi Racing Co. and their team for putting together a fantastic track for racing today. We are at the gate with the MX High School class, waiting for that 5-second board to go up, and the gate has dropped. There they go, all 18 of our MX High School superstars barreling into turn one. We saw Christian Barrington Smith with a dominant victory in race one. I can see it's a KTM that's gotten up into the lead. Is that Emmanuel Bako out front, the young rider representing out of Zimbabwe on the 21. We saw Manu fighting up in those podium positions. He faded towards the end. Where's Trey Cox? Keep an eye out for Trey Cox on the all-white Red Bull KTM. He became national champion earlier today in race one. Our thoughts with Tristan Duro, who has 2 damaged meniscuses in his knees and an ACL that he's had to have surgery on. That is our second place rider in the championship. As we watch our riders coming through on lap one, I can see it looks like Baku's run wide. That KTM that was leading has gone wide, and Christian Barrington Smith is now up into first position. Our riders coming through halfway through lap number one, so you can see that Husqvarna in the lead is Christian Barrington Smith. The KTM that was leading on lap one has lost another position. It looks like Ryan Adler up into P2. That KTM is going back. We're going to let you know in a moment who that is, but it is indeed Christian Barrington Smith, P1, Ryan Adler, P2. There's your newly crowned champion, Trey Cox in third. It was Blake Frost who had the whole shot and dropping back. Gene Visser just behind him, the 44. That rider's jersey is not corresponding with his number. But you are looking at Christian Barrington Smith, your race leader, ahead of Ryan Adler and Trey Cox, the champion. What can Blake Frost do? We saw Blake Frost with a great start in race number one. He ended up dropping all the way back to P10. Emmanuel Baku has got problems at the back of the field. He's rolling around very slowly with his feet off the pegs. Not too sure what the problem is there for Manu. Expect to see him competing in the top 5, but out front, Christian Barrington Smith is extending a lead over the 268 of Ryan Adler. You can see your reigning champion, your newly crowned MX High School champion for 2024, the Red Bull KTM of Trey Cox, up into P3. We know that Trey Cox has also been racing in Europe this season, out there in the World Championships. Trey clearly putting the experience gained out there in the Netherlands to good use. Let's see what he can do in this race. He's got the championship. The pressure is off. It's time to now go and enjoy his last race, I assume, as a high school rider before he graduates up to MX2. Some big whoops from our top 3. Some of the most stylish riders at National Motor. Have a look at that. That is unreal. As I was saying, our high school riders are some of the most stylish riders across all classes, throwing the biggest whoops. Got to remember, these youngsters are on social media, so they are doing it for the gram. Christian Barrington Smith has a 2-second lead at the start of, might be Riley Rocha, which would be a turnout ride for him, and indeed it is Riley Rocha. It is not Ryan Adler in P2. It's Riley Rocha. Have a look at that. Riley Rocha having a standout ride here for him as Trey Cox now makes his way up in second position. So we just saw Trey Cox there. Look at the whoop there from Trey Cox. He's sending it. He's feeling confident. We saw Trey Cox going around the outside of Riley Rocha at our penultimate corner at the end of lap number 2, and Trey Cox has just come through the fastest lap of the race on lap 2, a 56.4. A 58.4 from Barrington Smith. So Trey Cox took a clean 2 seconds out of the lead of Barrington Smith. Barrington Smith now leads by 0.7. Gene Fiss is having a very, very good ride there. Up in 4th position. He's just ahead of the number 169 of Thor Johnson, who's running in P5, ahead of the 200 of Matthew Correa. A new feature this weekend. We've got the drones on deck. Shout out to the Hi-Res Media Group team putting together this fantastic live stream. If you are just joining us, welcome to the final round of the MSA MX National Championships. I'm Tema Kumalo, bringing you your YouTube live stream action. Shout out to our event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sports, CRP Distributors, Better Brands, and Bandit Graphics. Trey Cox and Christian Barrington Smith are doing battle. You can see the whoops there from the drone shots. Riley Rocher, Ryan Adler, those riders absolutely pancaking their 125s over the big tabletop. There goes Trey Cox around the outside of Barrington Smith. Can he find his way into the lead? Not for now. Barrington Smith is defending. So we've got the rookie versus our newly crowned champion. We have not seen Christian Barrington Smith since round 2 of this season in March. That was at Rover. So the first we're seeing of Christian Barrington Smith. He's another rider who suffered from a knee injury, but what a ride from Riley Rocher. He is having an incredible ride out there. He's not letting Trey Cox and Christian Barrington Smith get away from him in a hurry, so he is fighting. Christian Barrington Smith, of course, one of the tallest and lankiest riders in that field. We saw him in the 85 class last year using all of his leverage to his maximum advantage. He can throw these little bikes around in a way different to his competitors. Christian Barrington Smith comes through to start lap number 4. The gap is +0 with Trey Cox. However, Christian Barrington Smith just put in the fastest lap of the race with a 55.7, 56.0 for Trey Cox. The gap 1 second across the line, but as you can see, these two riders separated by nothing. Riley Rocher was the 3rd quickest rider on track, continuing that strong form for Riley. Riley only 3.9 seconds off of our leaders as we take a look at some of our riders further down the field. That is Kasim Hassim and Armand Milio doing battle. That is for P15 and P16 as they come through the second last corner. Back with our race leaders. That Trey Cox into the lead of the race. Indeed it is. Trey Cox up at turn 3 has taken the lead. Riley Rocher still getting that one absolutely sideways over our huge tabletop jump here at Terratopia. We were chatting with White Avius earlier today, explaining to us how this track is a lot faster compared to some of the other layouts we are used to at this track. Back with Kasim Hassim and Milio with their battle down in P15, looking for our race leaders. Now Christian Barrington Smith has had problems, it seems like, on this lap. Where has Christian Barrington Smith gone? Has Christian Barrington Smith gone down? That is Trey Cox, the champion. He's leading out front on his Red Bull KTM. It looks like Riley Rocher is up into P2. We are looking for Christian Barrington Smith. What has happened to our race 1 winner? A 54.9 from Trey Cox. He ups the ante. We wait for the rest of the riders across the line. We're going to give you an update. We've just completed lap 4. Riley Rocher indeed is up into 2nd position. We're waiting to see Christian Barrington Smith. There goes rider number, trying to see who that is. Can't see which rider that is. Back with our drone shot. Riders struggling with roost here today. Starting to get a bit dusty. I had a chat with Dean Wheeler, who took P1 in MX3 race number 1 and P2 in MX1 race number 1. Dean just showing me the roost marks on his chest and his body. There comes rider number 96. That's Kino Pereira, up in 14th position, just ahead of Kasim Hassim. Kino Pereira just put in his fastest lap of the race a lap ago, 208.0. We are still trying to see what has happened to Christian Barrington Smith. Riley Rocher is in 2nd. Wow, Riley Rocher is leading. Trey Cox has made a mistake somewhere. Trey Cox has made a mistake off camera, and it's now Riley Rocha on the 229. Trey Cox back in the lead. Must have had another error from Riley there. Who wants to win this race out front? But there it is on screen. Trey Cox onto the second last corner after coming through the Dunlop's rhythm section. In fact, I think that was a mistake from me. So Christian Barrington Smith on the last lap dropped all the way to 10th place. He went from the lead to 10th place, 39 seconds behind Trey Cox. So Christian Barrington Smith, our race 1 winner, must have gone down with a crash there on lap 4. Now, Riley Rocha, what have you got? He's under pressure from Ryan Adler. Ryan Adler said his fastest lap of the race last time around. There goes Ryan Adler through the last corner, up the inside of Riley Rocha. Can Ryan Adler get himself up into that second position? As we took a brief look there at Christian Barrington Smith, our former race leader, still in P10. He's got Lucas Venter up ahead of him. Let's see what comeback charge Barrington Smith can mount from there. He has been one of the fastest riders throughout the day. Trey Cox, meanwhile, up front, has now extended his lead all the way up into 10 seconds. He's going to end the season the way any champion wants to, if he can maintain this performance. More big air from our MX high school riders. We have completed 10 minutes of this race, 4 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Make sure you join us in our YouTube live comments. Let us know which riders you guys are supporting. The riders with the most active supporters in our YouTube live comments will get a little bit of extra attention, a little bit of extra love. We are keeping an eye on all our riders, but up front, Trey Cox continues to lead. Riley Rocha P2, Ryan Adler P3. One more time with Kino Pereira on the 96. So, in 4th place is Gene Visser. Gene Visser is only 1.2 seconds behind Ryan Adler. So Gene Visser is in contention for that podium battle. Thor Johnson 5th. Seth Young with a better showing in race number 2, 7th. The rookie Blake Frost, P8. Greer van Wyk on the number 100 is in 9th position. Christian Barrington Smith in 10th place. Down to a 2:00.6, so Christian Barrington Smith is now faster than the next 3 riders up ahead of him on track. Gene Visser, meanwhile, has got up into 3rd place. Riley Rocha, as we take a look at Christian Barrington Smith, getting through on Greer van Wyk. So that is Christian Barrington Smith, our former race leader, up into 9th position. Riley Rocha has lost 3 positions on that last lap. Ryan Adler now up into P2. Gene Visser up into P3. Gene Visser now on similar pace with our race leader, Trey Cox. Matthew Correa, VLA Racing's Matthew Correa, up into 4th position on the 200. And Riley Rocha, with a 201.9 on the last lap, has dropped to 5th place. Only 4 seconds lost on that last lap from Riley Rocha, but it's cost him 3 positions. Tough break there for Riley as we take an overhead look at this beautiful facility. Ryan Adler still in P2. Trey Cox out front has stabilized his pace. He is leading by 11.2 seconds out front. 14th place, Kino Pereira on the 96. We are going to catch up with that podium battle out front. Ryan Adler P2, he's only 0.6 ahead of Gene Visser on the 247. Matthew Correa is in 4th place. He is only 100th behind them. There goes your race leader, Trey Cox, on his Red Bull KTM, your 2024 MX High School champion. There's P2, there's Ryan Adler. Gene Visser with a look over the shoulder as they go through the last corner over that mini wall jump. Why Dave was telling me this morning that some riders were thinking that was a wall jump. Not quite. That section of the track adjusted on Thursday afternoon just for some safety reasons. Meanwhile, Christian Barrington Smith still in P9. He's back down to 56.9. He's up there with the fastest riders on the track. Our fastest riders lapping in the 156ers. Trey Cox still out front with a 10-second lead. 7 laps competed for Trey so far. Ryan Adler, P2. Gene Fisser, P3. Matthew Correa, P4. Where's Thor Johnson? Thor Johnson is 13 seconds behind Matthew Correa. It's going to be a tall order for Thor Johnson to get himself back up into that podium battle, but we will see what he can deliver for us. There's the 476 of Trail Carter, just ahead of the number 38 of Ethan Lowe. Ethan Lowe on the 38. He's currently running in 13th position. Trail Carter one more time. Meanwhile, Seth Young is still in 7th place. He just did a 204.6 on lap number 7. Christian Branson Smith, meanwhile, is in 8th place. He's on the charge, 56.3 from him. Christian Branson Smith in 8th place was the fastest rider on track last time around. Meanwhile, Ryan Adler still coming under intense pressure from Gene Fisser. There he goes, Ryan Adler, P2. Gene Fisser, 247 just behind him. This is a battle for 2nd and 3rd place on the podium. Matthew Correa is 2 seconds behind Gene Fisser. Can VLA Racing's Matthew Correa end off? Shout out to my buddy Nicole Briett, enjoying the commentary. Glad to see you out there. Motocross Lawrence, we will be out for Lawrence Erasmus, who came through the P9 for us in race number 1. And Richard Faconia, Xavier is with the cuts. He's sitting next to me. Going to say hi to Richard for a second, Xavier.
Shout out, homie Stacks. What's good, boy?
Awesome stuff. Production team, Hi-Res Media, putting on the show for you guys. But we still have that podium battle that is raging. Trey Cox comfy out front. He's now dropped his pace into the 157. Ryan Adler still in P2 on the 268. Gene Fisser less than a second behind Adler. Trey Cox still leads out front on the Red Bull KTM. Ethan Lowe is still locked into his battle with Ethan Lowe on the gas rider number 38. Let's go through a rundown with our top 10 once again while we wait for our race leaders to come through. That is Trail Carter still in 12th position, battling it out with Ethan Lowe. Trey Cox leads. Ryan Adler P2 on the 268. Gene Fisser P3 on the 247. Matthew Correa 4th. Thor Johnson 5th. Riley Rocha P6. Christian Branson Smith is now up into 7th position. He's in the 57s. Rider next up, Riley Rocha, was up in that podium battle, now dropped to 6th position. Still a great showing from Riley. There goes VLA Racing's Matthew Correa on his 200. That is 4th position. Taking a look at Correa on his 200. Gene Fisser, meanwhile, has just passed us through there on screen. He is still hunting down Ryan Adler. The checkered flag, my goodness, where has the time gone? I need to keep better track of this live timing. Enjoying the action so much out there. Trey Cox ends his 2024 season with the dub. P1 for Trey Cox. He is the 2024 MX High School champion. Another championship for Red Bull KTM in the high school class. Following up Luke Grundy, following Jonathan Malimi. Shout out to the Cox family as well. Shout out to Bradley Cox. I heard he won a world championship yesterday. There goes Christian Branson Smith, who recovered all the way up to P7, it looks like, after crashing out of P2 early on, battling with our newly crowned champion. Ryan Adler recovers to 2nd position. Gene Fisser has, I think, his best ride of the season. Let me confirm that for you. Gene Fisser. I'm going to pull up those high score results for the season, but Gene Fisser with a fantastic ride ends his season off with a podium. Matthew Correa with a solid P4 to close out his 2024. Thor Johnson on his Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha also up into the top 5. I think Thor will be very pleased with that. Barrington Smith actually got through on Riley Rocha on that final lap. So Christian Barrington Smith goes 1-6 for his final race of the season. Maybe he can get himself an overall podium with that. But of course, an impressive day from Christian Barrington Smith returning from injury. We have not seen him at a national race since the 30th of March. Riley Rocha 7th, Seth Young 8th, Blake Frost 9th, and Kriya van Wyk complete your top 10. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I can hear two strokes in the background. That means we've got juniors ready to race. The 85 class is ready to go. We have a championship decider. Now, time for some quick maths. Trenton Krensman, Evan Frost are our championship contenders. Cruz Martin on the 418 started the day 10 points behind Trenton Krensman. A technical problem on lap 2 of race 1 ruled Cruz Martin out of contention. So it is a straight head-to-head fight between Trenton Krensman and Evan Frost. So Trenton Krensman came into the day with a 3-point lead. He added 5 points to that gap. We now have Trenton Krensman 8 points ahead of Evan Frost. So if Evan Frost wins this race and Trenton Krensman comes 5th, they will be tied on points. So if Trenton Krensman finishes 4th or higher, that guarantees him the race, the championship. Today, their gate has dropped. They have gone into turn 1. Cruz Martin, it looks like, with the whole shot. Can Cruz Martin redeem his day by going from a DNF in race 1 to the top step of the podium in race 2? He has started out his afternoon in the right way. Keep an eye out for Cassie Van Sale on the 234. He returns to MX Nationals. One of our riders having a big moment there at turn 3 on lap number 1. Kabelo Ledwaba will be up in the top 5 on the 280. Leighton Buerta, Ruben Kaywood, Brandon van Beek, Lawrence Erasmus, Team Erasmus. Let's keep our eyes out for Lawrence Erasmus on the 276. Big air from our 85s. Some of these kids are very, very young, but the skill levels are off the charts. It looks like we've had a for the lead. Has anyone found their way through on Cruz Martin? It was Cruz Martin on the 418 with the whole shot. That looks like Trenton Krensman alongside him. We are following with our drone. What fantastic footage and coverage we have out here. I'm sure you guys are appreciating this a little bit more than me running around with my cell phone. But let's see. Our race leader is Cassie Van Sale, the 234 out front. Cruz Martin, 2nd. Kabelo Ledwaba, 3rd. Where's Trenton Krensman? Trenton Krensman has not got the start he's needed. Trenton Krensman can guarantee himself the championship with 4th place or higher, regardless of what Evan Frost, our other championship contender, can do. I can see Trenton Krensman. He is on the fringes of the top 5. It looked like Evan Frost was in there in 4th position. As our riders come through to complete lap number 1, Cassie Van Sale leads. Cruz Martin 2nd. Kabelo Ledwaba P3. Evan Frost P4. Trenton Krensman P5. So there you have it. Our championship contenders P4, P5. As it stands, Trenton Krensman on the 94 will be crowned champion. Let's see what Evan Frost can do. Evan Frost has got time. However, for Evan Frost to win this championship, he has to hope Krensman stays in P5 and he can pass Ledwaba, Martin, and Van Sale. Cassie Van Sale, excuse me. There is no Cassie Martin. There's Cruz Martin in P2. Cassie Van Sale in the lead of this race. Cassie Van Sale was looking extremely fast in race number 1. He hounded and shadowed Trenton Krensman all the way through race number 1. Just catching up with our YouTube live comments. Mudiwa, can't read your surname, but Mudiwa with his shouts for Riley Rocha. We saw Riley Rocha claiming that P6 in race number 1. Meanwhile, out front, it is still Van Sale on the 234 ahead of Martin. There's your race leader, Cassie Van Sale, 234. Cruz Martin, P2 on the 418. Here they come. Your third place man is Kabelo Ledwaba. Kabelo Ledwaba, another one of the young South Africans who has been racing in the European Championships this season. Fantastic to see so many South African riders getting exposure overseas, getting their experience abroad. As we take a look at Cassie van Zyl as he comes through the last corner over our step downs. That is Cruz Martin as we lock in and zoom in with Martin in second position. Going to be updating you on those lap times and our championship contenders. But where Trenton Kretsman is standing at the moment, he can see Evan Frost. And as long as he can see Evan Frost ahead of him, he knows he's exactly where he needs to be to win this race. Cassie van Zyl comes through with the fastest lap of the race on lap number 2. He leads by 2 seconds. Cruz Martin, Pete. Our top 4 riders, our top 5 riders are the 5 fastest riders on track. Trenton Kretsman in P5 is 0.3 behind Evan Frost. Leighton Botha still in P6 on the 63. He's ahead of Keegan Moles on the 111. Keegan Moles going a bit better than race 1. He took 8th in race 1. Him and Brandon van Wyk have swapped positions. Keep your eyes out for some big air from our race leaders. Out front, Cassie van Zyl still coming under increasing pressure from Cruz Martin. Can Kabelo Ledwaba get himself into contention for this fight for the race win? Here we are once again with Cassie van Zyl, your race leader. On the 234, Cruz Martin behind him in P2. As you guys can see visibly, Cassie van Zyl is doing everything in his power to extend that lead over the 418 for Martin. Martin was supposed to be in championship contention today. His motorcycle let him down in race number 1. My heart breaks for young Cruz because you have to wonder what would Cruz Martin have been able to do in this race had he been able to fight in race number 1. I have no doubt he would have been in contention for that championship. But we will be keeping majority of our focus on this race, on Evan Frost and Trenton Kretsman. Evan Frost with the 28, Trenton Kretsman on the 94, running that red plate. He leads the championship as we watch our riders come through the start-finish line. That looks like our race leader. There he goes. Cassie van Zyl still under pressure from Cruz Martin. Nothing has changed out front. Going to update you those lap times from lap 3. Already 6 minutes gone in this race. 7 minutes to go plus 2 laps. Keegan Moles still in P7, coming out strong in his battle with Brandon van Wyk. There's Kamani 2 on the 312. He is currently running in 11th place. Lawrence Erasmus on the 276 is in P10. Let us know in our YouTube live comments which riders you are supporting. Let us know as well where in the world you are watching from. More big air from our leaders. The way the 85 riders are clearing this tabletop is unreal. That is a massive tabletop, guys. It's reminding me a little bit of 7th Heaven down there in Bloemfontein. But back with our race leader, Cassie van Zyl. He now leads by 3.2 seconds. Another fastest lap of the race from Cassie on lap number 3. He's now on his 4th lap. He has a 3.2 second lead over Cruz Martin. Cruz Martin is now second ahead of Trenton Kretsman. So Trenton Kretsman on those last 2 laps has made progress. He has made his way through on Evan Frost and Kabelo Ledwaba. And Kretsman is the second fastest rider on track. Only half a second slower than Cruz Martin last time round. And Kretsman half a second faster than Martin. However, there's still a 4.2 second gap between Martin and Kretsman. So can Trenton Kretsman work his way up to P2? There goes Cassie van Zyl in the lead of this race to complete another lap. Cassie van Zyl got the start he was looking for. As we take one more look at our 6th place man, Leighton, behind him. Meanwhile, the battle that we want to focus on is Kabelo Ledwaba at number 280 in P4 and Evan Frost number 28 in P5. Evan Frost has made his way up into P4. He has found his way through on Kabelo Ledwaba. So Evan Frost is not allowing Trenton Krensman to have it all his own way. But as it stands, Trenton Krensman will be crowned champion as he continues to run in that third position. Out front, Cassie Van Zyl is cooking, guys. The 234 now down into the 159s, 159.4 from Cassie Van Zyl. He was 3 seconds faster than Cruz Martin on the last lap. Cassie Van Zyl in a class of his own, 0.8 quicker than Trenton Krensman. Krensman finding his rhythm. Krensman now 2.1. There is Cassie Van Zyl on screen, your race leader. He is dominating this 85cc race 1. He got the clear track at the start. He's now showing his level, showing his pace. Cassie Van Zyl, great to have him back at MSA MX Nationals. If you are just joining us as we follow our race leader, welcome to MSA MX National Championships. It is the final round of the season. I am Temba Kumalo, bringing you live action from Terratopia. We are going to see on screen in a moment Cruz Martin, Trenton Krensman. Oh, write it down. That is Kamani 2 in 10th place. He's a lap down. That is not our race leader, I repeat. That is not Cassie Van Zyl in the lead of this race. Q on the 312 has unfortunately just gone down. He's running in 11th place. We'll see if he can remount ahead of Eli Young. Keeping an eye out for the 28 of Evan Frost. Evan Frost is in 4th position. Evan Frost is our championship contender. Can Evan Frost respond on Trenton Krensman? The gap is currently 4 seconds between those youngsters. Another 201.7 from Cassie Van Zyl. He is still faster than Cruz Martin as we watch Q get back on the 312. Out front, Cassie Van Zyl continues to lead. Lawrence Erasmus has made progress. Lawrence Erasmus now up into 9th place. He has made his way through on the 111 of Keegan Mills. Brandon van Wyk still in P8. Ruben Kaywood in 7th position. Leighton Botha in 6th position on the 63. That looks like Eli Young. No, that's Lawrence Erasmus coming through. Brandon van Wyk on the 777 on screen on the 888. Just there the comments come in. Good afternoon, Irene Kretzman, Temba here. Trenton having a good race. Glad to see you in our live comments. Motocross Lawrence keeping their shout out for Lawrence. Lawrence Erasmus just said his fastest lap of the race last time round. 2:15.8 for Lawrence. That is his quickest lap of the race. Motocross Media Africa watching Stav Orland. Keep an eye out for Stav. He was cooking in race number 2. I had a chat with Stav. Stav made a mistake. He crashed in that race, but he had really good pace. So Stav should be in championship contention. Keep an eye out for him. But how much time have we got left? 2 minutes and 2 laps to go in the MX85 season. The engagement is going up on our comments here. Shout out to you guys watching at home. We are live on YouTube. Quick shout out to our event sponsors: Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sports, TRP Distributors, Better Brands, Bandit Graphics. Shout out to the Terratopia team being run by Mlimi Racing Co. That is the Mlimi brothers, Joshua and out front. Cassie Van Zyl continues to lead. Trenton Krensman in P3, Evan Frost P4. Evan Frost has also just said his fastest lap of the race. Evan Frost will be able to see Trenton Krensman ahead of him. He's not giving up. Oh, and Evan Frost has just got down into the 59s. He has closed up 3 seconds on Trenton Krensman. Trenton Krensman in 3rd position. The championship fight is not over. We have 3 laps to go. It should be Trenton Krensman in P3 has to stay on this championship. Cassie Van Zyl is 7 seconds clear down the road. He has got this race win in the bag. Now to remember, while Evan Frost is catching up to Trenton Krensman, Cruz Martin is being caught by the pair of them. So Cruz Martin, our 3rd championship contender coming into the day, is out of contention after that DNF in race 1 with technical problems. Can Cruz Martin have a final role to play in this finale of the season? Motocross Lawrence is shouting young Lawrence Erasmus all the way from Botswana. Shout out Team Botswana and Team Erasmus. Lawrence Erasmus up into P9. Same P9 he took in race 1. Now on screen, there goes Cruz Martin. Evan Frost just behind him. Can Evan Frost get himself up into podium contention? Where's Trenton Krentzmann? Has Evan Frost. You can see that last lap board is out. The final lap of the season. Who will be champion? Trenton Krentzmann is in the driving seat to win this 85cc championship. Let us know in the Facebook live comments. I can see Johan Vogelisang is tuned in there with us. MX1 will be coming up straight after this. That's why he's tuned in. Cassie Van Zyl leads on the final lap. Cruz Martin second. Evan Frost is up into third. Evan Frost has made his way through on Trenton Krentzmann as applying the pressure on Evan Frost. On Cruz Martin. Evan Frost doing what he can. Never say die from Evan Frost. He was only 0.4 behind Cruz Martin, as we saw on screen on that final lap. Cassie Van Zyl is still lapping in the 2-minute 00s. His lead up to 10 seconds. What can Cruz Martin do with Evan Frost? Trenton Krentzmann is on his way to the championship. He can just follow Evan Frost. He has got that luxury, but it is tight. It will not be decided. It will not be over until the fat lady sings. We are on the last lap of the season. There's Brandon van Wyk, our 7th place rider. We should be seeing our race leaders coming through in a moment. There's Cassie Van Zyl. Cassie Van Zyl in the lead of this race. Just behind Cassie is Evan Frost. Has Evan Frost found his way through on Trenton Krentzmann? There they are. Cruz Martin second. Evan Frost, P3. Can Evan Frost find a way through on Cruz Martin for second place? Trenton Krentzmann with 1 corner to go will be the champion. Cassie Van Zyl coming through to take the checkered flag. Cruz Martin with a look over the shoulder. The final wall jump of the season, just over that little step down there. Evan Frost leaving it all on the line. Checkered flag out. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trenton Krentzmann. There's Trenton Krentzmann on screen. Trenton Krentzmann is your 2020-24 MX85cc national champion. Another championship in the bag for Trenton Krentzmann, adding onto his 50cc championship, I believe, from 2020. Cassie Van Zyl, what a ride from him. Your race winner, Cruz Martin second. Evan Frost, you have to feel for Evan Frost. Evan Frost has led majority of the championship this season, not working out for him at the end of the year. Evan Frost went 2-2 at Zone 7 last time out. Trenton Krentzmann went 1-1, and was that the day the championship was won for young Trenton Krentzmann. Irene Krentzmann, if you are in the comments still, let us know what you think of that. Motocross Lawrence, give you an update. Lawrence Erasmus came through P9 on the final lap. In fact, he's still on his final lap. Let's see how Lawrence finishes up. That should be Lawrence on screen there. You can see the track being watered in preparation for MX1. Number 1, shout out Omar Irene. 4th championship. Thank you for the correction, Irene. There goes Lawrence Erasmus on screen. He's got Kamani 2 just behind him, but Kamani is 2 laps down on our race leader on that crash. So let's give you our full runners orders for the 85 class before we go to MX1. Cassie Van Zyl, your race winner race. Evan Frost on the 28. Trenton Krentzmann takes 4th, but takes the championship. His 4th championship on the 94. Kabelo round off his season with a top 5 in 5th position. Leighton Buerta 6th. Ruben P7. Brandon van Wyk 8th. Lawrence Erasmus on the 276 grabs P9. Best lap time of 2:15.8 there for Lawrence. Keegan Mills P10. Kamani 2. Eli Young takes P12. Let's go check in those comments. God, the congratulations are coming in for Trenton Krentzmann. Great effort from Trenton. Top talent is young Trenton. Rather than the 3 or 4 guys he's been focusing on throughout the season, he's going to have 10 to 15 guys to focus on in the high school class. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 85cc racing is done for 2024. MX1 at the gate. Cam Duro versus Dean Wheeler. Can Dean Wheeler sign off his season in a perfect way? Dean Wheeler, had a chat with him between race 1 and race 2. He is for move to Australia, so this is potentially the last time we see Dean Wheeler racing at a MX National Championship event. Could be a while until we see Dino out again. Dino, go on and put on a show for us. Keep an eye out for Callum Marriott. You can see Callum there on the 717 on the left hand side of your screen. Can I grab a green one there? Whoops, speaking on stream there, but we are getting ready to race. Johan Vogelesang at the gate. Johan Vogelesang is in our YouTube comments. Let us know what you are prepped for. Johan, come on guys, the viewership is going up. Let's get those comments in. The gate drops. Look at Jesse Wright. Jesse Wright in his final professional motocross race as he heads into professional retirement through injury. But Jesse Wright looking to end off the professional career on a high. Looking to see who's in the lead of the race. They have come out of the gate. Cam Duro with a good start. Yes, they are. There's a Yamaha leading. Jaden Proctor leads again on lap number 1. Whatever the Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha team has been doing with their start, it is working. Cam Duro is not in the top 2. Where's Cameron Duro? You can see big whoops there from our 450 boys. Let us know in our YouTube live comments which riders you are supporting in the MX1 class. Final MX1 race of the season. Dean Wheeler P2. It's Yamaha versus Yamaha out front. It's Proctor versus Wheeler. Dean Wheeler in his last race in South Africa before he moves to Australia. We are going to miss Uncle Dino. Let's see what he has got for us. He came out victorious in MX race number 2 earlier today. Jaden Proctor leads Out of Africa. Monster Energy Yamahas. Jaden Proctor P1. There goes your reigning champion, Cam Duro. Cam Duro has won all 13 heats this year. Johan Vogelesang doing battle there with Callum Marriott, back with our race leaders. Over this little step over this part of the track was different in preparation for the race. Adjusted on Thursday for the safety of the riders, but it is Proctor from Wheeler. Cam Duro currently P3. Johan Vogelesang still doing battle with Marriott. Back with Proctor through turn 2. Jaden Proctor leads. Dean Wheeler P2. Cam Duro yet to feature in this battle for victory. I have to say, this is the first time I think all season long we've seen Cam Duro in 3rd position all season long. He's either been leading or P2, hunting down the leader. But Jaden Proctor has been looking really good on the bike all weekend, guys. He was clearly one of the fastest riders. Race number 1. This stage of the race. Cam Duro not making an impression yet. We've still got a long way to go, but I am surprised. Cam Duro at the moment, seconds behind our race leader. I don't think there's been any point this season where we have seen Cam Duro 3 seconds behind the lead of the race in any class, whether it be MX1, MX2. Mark Cardy continuing to build momentum as he recovers form from his 2023 injury. Mark Cardy now in 4th position. Johan Vogelesang up into 5th place. Duro is more fresh just from testing MX of Nations. No joke here, man. That is Motocross Media Africa in our YouTube live comment. Let's see what Cam Duro has got in store for us. We are looking at Jaden Proctor leading out front. There goes Cam Duro. Cam Duro through the final corner up the inside of Dean Wheeler. So the comeback charge gives you that lap time from Jaden Proctor. He still leads this race. So now it is Cam Duro. Can the Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha team end their season off with a high, with a victory? It's Proctor P1, Duro P2, Dean Wheeler P3, fastest lap of the race from Cam Duro on that previous lap. He took out a second, half a second in fact, out of Jaden Proctor. It was a 50.1 for Cam Duro, 50.6 for Proctor last time round. Waiting for the lap times to come through for the rest of our top four. Once again, guys, all season long we have not seen Cam Duro take this long to make his way up to the front. He has been the reference rider this season. He has been racing in America, gathering experience. Shout out Catherine Barker with her shouts for Wheeler. Come on, Dino, let's see what you can do. Meanwhile, Callum Marriott is up into P5. Luke Grundy is out there in 6th place, but we know his focus for today is the MX2 race. Meanwhile, out front, Jaden Proctor still leads ahead of Cam Duro. Cam Duro, you'd like to think, is taking his time with this one, building his rhythm into this race. He is the fastest rider on track at the moment. Callan Merrick Broski on the 888. 777 is in 8th position. Jesse Wright, after that good launch out the gate, is in P9 in his final race as a professional racer. There's Johan Vogelisang on the number 5, who continues his battle with Callan Merrick Broski as Jaden Proctor comes through to complete another lap. We're going to keep you updated with those lap times. Those lap times are critical between our top 3. Let's see how much time. There goes P1 and P2. Cam Duro, you can see, is closing in. One of our lappers pulling over to the side. There is that Cole Mayer or Ricardo Carfario. Look at Cam Duro. Cam Duro now starting to look for overtaking options. Cam Duro's got time, guys. Only 5 minutes of this moto done. We still got 12 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Cam Duro, 49.4 on the last lap. 2 seconds faster than Jaden Proctor. 51.4 for Jaden Proctor. 52.4 for Dean Wheeler. So Dean Wheeler is dropping back from our front 2. And Mark Cardi with a 51.3 on lap number 3. He is the second fastest rider on track. Mark Hardy, 4 seconds between him and Dean Wheeler. Can Mark Hardy get himself onto an MX1 podium to back up that MX2 podium from race number 1? Cam Duro side by side with Jaden Proctor. Proctor defends the inside line. Proctor leading. Cam Duro looking for a way through. Cam Duro has still got over 10 minutes plus 2 laps of this final moto of the MX1 season. Motocross Media Africa, 100% right. This is extremely promising for the Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha team. Great effort from them as we caught a brief glimpse of Dean Wheeler. Dean Wheeler with the orange helmet. Dean Wheeler on his way to Australia in his final MSA MX National Championship. Dean Wheeler will leave the country as a champion. There goes Cam Duro. Cam Duro up the inside as we cross the start-finish line. Cam Duro up into turn 1. Cam Duro has not found a way through on Jaden Proctor. What a ride this is from Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor putting on a show for us. Come on, guys, let us know in the live comments. Uncle Tony Pateras, you guys all know Uncle Tony Pateras. He is always in our live streams. He's rooting for Proctor. I can't lie, guys. I'm the neutral one watching from the sidelines, but I've watched Cam Duro win 13 races this season. I'm going to be the heel. Where does happen? Cam Duro's lost 2 seconds there at turn number 2. You saw the camera zoomed into Jaden Proctor. Cam Duro made a mistake. This is the longest that Cam Duro has gone without leading a race this season. Jaden Proctor has gone into the 49s. 49.9 from Jaden Proctor on that previous lap. Cam Duro with a 49.4 in P2. 51.5 for Dean Wheeler, P3. Look at Jaden Proctor going. Jaden Proctor is cooking out front, guys. Can Jaden Proctor charge his way to victory? Motocross Media Africa is enjoying this one. Guys, let us know in those live comments. Jaden Proctor out front has got a 2-second gap on Cam Duro. Cam Duro has to think about this. How much risk is he willing to take to get back to the front of this race? I'm not certain, but I'm assuming Cam Duro still has overseas commitments in the United States this season. Is he willing to risk it? But come on, guys. Cam Duro's won 13 out of 13 races. He cannot end the year on 13 out of 14. He has to push. Come on, Cam Duro. Come on, Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor is doing extremely well here out front. The Out of Africa team will be losing their minds on the sidelines. Jaden Proctor, of course, had that shoulder surgery earlier this season when we were down at Richards Bay. He has been building steadily since that moment. They come through to complete another lap. Cam Duro has eaten up that entire 2 seconds to Jaden Proctor in about 3 corners time at the end of that lap. We are focusing on the lead of this race. Dean Wheeler still third, Mark Hardy fourth, Luke Grundy still in P5, Cam Duro around the outside of Jaden Proctor. That's where we lost him last time round. Cam Duro not finding a way through. Jaden Proctor is really strong through that turn 4. He extends a gap over Cam Duro. 5 laps completed out front. Last time round, Jaden Proctor was 1 full second quicker than Cameron Duro. 51.4 for Proctor, 52.4 for Duro. Dean Wheeler in P3. Jan Vogelisang. Let's catch up with number 5, JV5. JV5 in P7. He came through the 58.2 last lap round. Callum Marriott P6. Luke Grundy P5. Mark Hardy in that solid P4. Mark Hardy matching Dean Wheeler for pace. Still 4 seconds in between them. Back out front. Proctor leads. Duro P2. Duro yet to find a way through on Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor with the ride of the season. Duro goes inside, outside, through the Dunlop rhythm section. Here they come. Duro setting up a move. Let's follow them through. Duro up the inside. Can he find his way through on Proctor? Proctor needs to defend. Side by side, Proctor will transition into the inside line. Cam Duro side by side. Cam Duro leads. Proctor's giving up the lead. Can Jaden Proctor respond? Jaden Proctor is trying. Side by side, over that step over. Jaden Proctor back into the lead. Jaden Proctor leads. Duro on the back wheel over the start finish line into turn 1. Cam Duro leads. Cam Duro in the lead of this race. Jaden Proctor still fighting. Duro on lap number 7. At the start of lap number 7, Cam Duro eventually finds the lead of this race. Cam Duro trying to protect that undefeated streak. And of course, Cam Duro on lap number 6 came through with the fastest lap of the race, 49.0. Jaden Proctor with a 50.0, matching his personal best of the race. Now, Jaden Proctor, you have been the hunted. You are now the hunter. Does Jaden Proctor have anything in response? Luke Grundy exits the track. That'll be the end of this MX1 race for Luke Grundy. Let's have a look at the lap time. Luke Grundy with the best lap of 53.3. He will be back in MX2, race number 2. Let's see how much faster he can go out front. Jaden Proctor, around about a second behind Cam Duro. Cam Duro, your new race leader out front. When they crossed the line, we saw it on screen side by side. Jaden Proctor was 0.1 ahead of Cam Duro. Cam Duro now leads. What does Jaden Proctor have in response? Cam Duro using all of that experience. 5 minutes plus 2 minutes left in that motor. Our viewership is going up. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Look at the action we are enjoying out front here. Let us know in the comments, in our YouTube live comments, which riders you are supporting. Jaden Proctor has not let Cam Duro. Jaden Proctor, Cam Duro is still leading, 3rd position. Dean Wheeler last time round, a 52.5. He's faster than Mark Hardy behind him. Mark Hardy still 5 seconds ahead of him. Keep tuning into our live comments there, guys. But as you can see, Cam Duro setting up the wide line there, setting up his drive. Motocross Media Africa letting us know he thinks that Duro is more tactical. Tactics or experience, whatever Cam Duro is doing out front, it is working. He was 1.3 seconds quicker than Jaden Proctor last time round. Dean Wheeler is into the 51s. Dean Wheeler only 0.3 slower than Cam Duro out front. Jaden Proctor keeping Duro honest, guys. This race for the win is far from over. Trust me, we've got 4 minutes to go. There goes Dean Wheeler, our P3 man. The pace of our leaders out front. However, Dean Wheeler has a 9-second gap between himself and Jaden Proctor. But what a ride this is, guys, from Jaden Proctor. By far, I emphasize, by far, the best ride of the season. Lovely, lovely stuff from Jaden Proctor. Can he mount a challenge for victory? Let's run through that top 10 for you. Cam Duro leads. as we follow our race leaders, you're looking at Dean Wheeler on screen through the Dunlop rhythm session. There goes Dean Wheeler on the 135, P3 on your screen. So that top 10, Cam Duro leads, Jaden Proctor second, Dean Wheeler third, Mark Cardian fourth, Jesse Wright P5, Callum Marriott P6, Johan Vogelisang in 7th position, Callan Broski 8th, Luke Grundy 9th, Ricardo Caforio in P10, Cole Mayer 11th. Cole Mayer not out on track in the moment. We will see him in MX2. Luke Grundy as well. Caforio and Grundy are not in this race. They have retired. Expect to see them out in MX2. Meanwhile, Jaden Proctor on screen has come through to complete lap number 8. Nothing to pick between... Oh, hold on. Jaden Proctor has taken the lead. What has happened to Cam Duro? Our race leader, Cam Duro, on his way to an unbeaten season. According to our live timing, I'm waiting to see our race leaders come up on camera, but Jaden Proctor, rider number 81, is in the lead of this race. There is Jaden Proctor. Where's Cam Duro? Is having technical problems. Cam Duro came through with a 2:23.7 last time round. Jaden Proctor now leads by 9 seconds. Cam Duro surely has lost out on that unbeaten run. 30 seconds between Jaden Proctor and Cam Duro. Let us know what you guys think about that in the YouTube live comments. Jaden Proctor leads MX1 heat number 2, the final race of the season. Jaden Proctor has not won a moto this season. How long has Jaden Proctor got to go? He's got 1 minute 50 seconds plus 2 laps. Dean Wheeler on his way to 2-2 for the day, which would mean a first overall for Dean Wheeler, if I'm not mistaken. Dean Wheeler, but the season for Dean Wheeler on the previous lap. Jaden Proctor came through with a 52.5. Dean Wheeler with a 52.6. Jaden Proctor just come through to complete lap number 9, a 52.2 for Jaden Proctor. Dean Wheeler comes through the 51.6. Dean Wheeler is the quickest rider on the track at the moment. Motocross Media Africa says this could be too much pressure from Proctor. 100% agree there. The pressure from Proctor was on Cameron Duro. Cam Duro has been used to getting to the front and saying, cheers, boys, I will see you at Park for May. However, Jaden Proctor really gave him something to think about. Guys, Cam Duro by at least 3 seconds. There he is on track. Cam Duro, number 1, our championship leader. He was on his way to an undefeated season. 13 out of 13 wins. It looks like it may be 13 out of 14. Cam Duro was the fastest rider on track. However, guys, he's got 2 laps to close 26 seconds on Jaden Proctor. As good as Cam Duro is, I don't think that is likely to happen unless he can come with a little bit of a Purdon mode on steroids. Those of you who have been me on our live streams over the year will know exactly what I'm talking about when we mention Purdon mode. But there's our race leader, Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor, what a ride from Jaden Proctor. Our time is up. We've got 2 laps to go in this race. Jaden Proctor coming through to complete another lap out of Africa. Monster Energy Yamahas. Jaden Proctor on the 81 out front. Be the perfect end to the season for Jaden lap. That's P2 for Dean Wheeler. Let's give you those final lap times. You're waiting for Cam Duro to come through. Back with Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor still leading this race. Cam Duro just passes us. He's still in P3. Let's keep an eye on that lap time for Cam Duro. He is trying to do the impossible. Let's be honest, guys. Meanwhile, Jesse Wright somehow has come up to P5 from P9. Jesse Wright signing off his national motocross racing career with the top 5. Not the end of the season that Jesse Wright would have wanted, but for sure a career that he can be very confident and proud of. Coming up after MX1 will be the ladies class, so don't go anywhere. Leah Haygate versus Kayla Roth for the title in that one. Waiting for our live timing to update, but you can see Jaden Proctor. You can see Jaden Proctor has slowed down. He is not going to do anything silly to compromise this race win. So we are going to follow our race leader on this final lap. He is 8 seconds clear of Dean Wheeler. The 81 of Jaden Proctor is cooking out front. What a result for Jaden Proctor. I'm really happy for him. An incredibly nice guy is Jaden Proctor. Tough as nails, loves his motocross racing. 2 corners to go for Jaden Proctor through the penultimate corner. He's on his way to victory. I'm sure Aiden Henley, well represented by team mates. Jaden, 100% agreed. Motocross Media Africa. Jaden Proctor representing for the Out of Africa Monster Energy Africa team. One more turn to go for Jaden Proctor. Jaden Proctor takes the checkered flag. Jaden Proctor wins race number 2. Dean Wheeler. Cheers, Dean Wheeler. Enjoy Australia, bud. Know you'll be watching this back later in the day. Mark Cardy takes P3. Cam Duro comes through for P4. What a result for Mark Cardy. Mark Cardy takes 3rd place to back up his podium from MX2 race number 1. What a day young Mark Cardy is having. Streak is over, ladies and gentlemen. He has been undefeated MX1, MX2 all season. This is the first time this year Cam Duro has lost a race in South Africa. Uncle Tony Patera's passing his congratulations on there to Jaden Proctor. There's still battles going on there. JV5, Johan Vogelisang versus Callum Marriott. This is for P6 on the final lap. 2 laps to go. What can JV5 do? One more jump over this little step over. Marriott takes P6. JV5, Johan Vogelisang ends his 2024 season with a P7. As we said, Cam Dura 4th. Jesse Wright comes through to end his pro career with the 5th place. Shout out Jesse Wright and massive respect to you. One of the hardest riders we have seen out there. Callan Broski already a lap down, so Callan Broski will take P8, the last rider to take the checkered flag. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. MX1 is done for 2024. Next up, we have the ladies class. It's Haygate versus Raf. I mean, this one pretty much a formality. Provided Leah Haygate finishes this race, she will be crowned champion. There's not much that Leah Haygate can do at this late stage of the season. Keep joining us here on YouTube Live. If you are just joining us, welcome to the MX Championships. I am Tema Kumalo, bringing you your YouTube live streaming action at Terratopia. We ending our national motocross racing season in Gauteng. A huge thanks to our event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sports, TRP Distributors, Better Brands. Board is going up. We are about to go racing for the final time with the fastest ladies on dirt in the country. Versus Kayla Roth. Championship decider. Who comes out the gate best? That looked like Zoe Buerta came out the gates firing. Leah Haygate railing it around the outside. Grabs the inside. Leah Haygate leads. Kayla Roth from the outside. Kayla Roth into the lead. Kayla Roth will not go down without a fight. Final race of the season. Kayla Roth. It's Kayla Roth versus Leah Haygate. Remember that no matter where Kayla Roth finishes this race, she needs Leah Haygate to not finish if she has any hopes of winning this championship. There they go. Can Haygate take in this final race of the season? Shout out Johan Vogelisang Senior passing on his congratulations to Jaden Proctor. And I'm sure Johan is very proud of his son. Johan, last time this season I get to do the Johan Vogelisang double out front. Kayla Roth, your reigning champion. Her swan song race, you imagine, with the number plate. However, I do not want to put the commentator's curse on either of these ladies. Their final race of the season. Let's watch them cook something special up this season. I have to be honest, guys, this has been my favorite rivalry to watch this season. Every single race, Kayla Roth and Leah Haygate guarantee you a show. Two lovely human beings as well. Some of the friendliest riders you will meet at MSA MX Nationals. Though Kayla Roth does not like being interviewed by me. She always runs when she sees me running with my phone. Meanwhile, Minky Kaywood, Kelly Bierga battling for that final podium position. Leah Haygate up the inside of Kayla Rolfe. Can she find her way through? Not for the moment. Kayla Rolfe comes through to take the lead, to complete lap 1 in the lead. Ivana Fenter now, P3. Minky Kaywood, P4. Kelly Bierka has dropped to P5. Should be Jessica Osna, Zoe Botha just behind those two young ladies. Back with our race leaders into turn 3. Just riding past the Bridgestone banner. Kayla Rolfe leads 0.6, separating them across the line. Haygate up the inside. Kayla Rolfe carrying the momentum around turn 4. Rolfe continues to lead. 2 minutes gone, 1 lap gone, 11 minutes left in this moto. 11 minutes plus 2 laps. That is how much time Leah Haygate has got to try and pass Kayla Rolfe and win her first MX Ladies National Championship with a race win. Haygate up the inside of Rolfe, side by side. Haygate up the inside. Can she get ahead of her championship rival? Her only rival. These two come here and they race against each other, not too worried about what everyone else is doing. Haygate continues to lead. Out front, Rolfe continues to lead. Haygate, as I said earlier today, Leah Haygate trying to win her first national championship. Kayla Rolfe trying to defend her Brazilian ladies championship. You can see, guys, Leah Haygate is applying the pressure side by side again. Let's see, we saw her try to take the lead a lap ago. Haygate up the inside of Rolfe. Rolfe holds on to that lead out front. Let's see, P3. Ivana Fenter in P3 ahead of Minky Kaywood. Haygate up the inside of Rolfe in turn 2. Rolfe responds, retakes the lead from Leah Haygate. Leah Haygate does a cut back into turn 3. Leah Haygate leading into turn 3. Leah Haygate is your new race leader. Leah Haygate looks like she's on her way to a national championship. Kayla Rolfe, can she respond? What does Kayla Rolfe have in response for her arch nemesis out on track? Leah Haygate leads. Kayla Rolfe, P2. Leah Haygate set the fastest lap of the race last time around. A 202.6 for Haygate, a 202.7 for Rolfe. Nothing separating these ladies. There goes Rolfe up the inside of Haygate, trying to respond. Gets a bit of water on her wheels there. She'll not pay that any mind. Big air from Leah Haygate as she clears the big tabletop double here at Terratopia. The track starting to rip up now in the afternoon. Haygate does not seem to be bothered by these conditions. Leah Haygate seems our odds-on favorite to win the championship this season, and what a season it has been from Leah Haygate on the 176. She has been a class act this season. As we mentioned earlier, only a handful of races. I think it's only been 3 heats this season that Leah Haygate has not come out on top of. So it's been a stellar season from Leah Haygate, and nonetheless a stellar season from Kayla Rolfe. Kayla Rolfe has fought hard. She's kept her honest. Kayla Rolfe came into the season switching up from her beloved Kawasaki, switched onto the gas. Unfortunately, that change has not led to another championship for Kayla Rolfe, but Kayla Rolfe is still out there fighting, and we know that she will be back better and stronger in 2025. So there's only been 1, 2, 3. Only 3 races this season that Leah Haygate has not won. She won race number 1. Can Kayla Rolfe end the year off with a victory? What has Kayla Rolfe got for us? Let's have a look at the lap times last time round. So the gap is only 1 second. Last lap round, Leah Haygate came through with a 203.3. Rolfe with a 204.8. Ivana Fenter, P3, 212.6 for Fenter. Minky Kaywood with a 18.5 is in 4th position. Kelly Bierga, P5. We haven't mentioned the likes of Jessica Osna, who is in P6. We are still following our race leaders out front. Leah Haygate flying over the big tabletop there. So it's Jessica Osner, P6. She set her fastest lap of the race, lap time round. Same is true for Brooklyn Lilford, Zoe Buerta, and Chloe Urendal, all dropping some PBs for us there on the previous lap. Let's not forget Charisma Creel on the 777. She is running in a solid P10. Out front, Leah Haygate still leads. Kayla Roth yet to find a way through. Here they come through the penultimate corner. Leah Haygate, your race leader. Yellow flags. Was that a yellow flag waving there? Indeed it was a yellow flag waving. Where does the problem lie for there? One of our Husky riders is off the bike. I think that's Charisma Creel on the 777. Meanwhile, Leah Haygate and Kayla Roth come through to complete another lap in the lead of this race. They will be crossing our timing beam in a moment's time. Let's give you an update with those lap times. These are unreal lap times from our ladies up front in the low 203s. Impressive pace from those two. Haygate still leading. This should be lap number 5. Ivana Fenter has just gone down in 3rd position. Ivana Fenter on the 32, already back on her bike. That was a very, very quick dismount and remount for young Ivana Fenter. She's in 3rd place. Minky Kaywood unable to take advantage of those mistakes. Shout out to my buddy Sean Firstfeld from Cloud9 Photography. Guys, if you see Sean walking around the track, he is snapping pictures. Make sure you do say how's it to him. Motocross Media agreed with that. 50-50 between Haygate and Roth. Nothing to choose between those two ladies. Lap time watch last time round, 203.6 for Haygate, 203.5 for Roth. As Motocross Media Africa said there in our YouTube comments, it's 50-50, absolutely nothing to choose between these two ladies. Less than a second in it. You cannot pick one over the other. Honestly, guys, it's impossible. But we have to pick one champion at the end of the season. I think both ladies are deserving of a championship win. However, based on the results, based on the numbers, and based on the eye test, guys, if you've been watching the racing this season, Leah Haygate has passed the eye test. She's been dominant, guys. Only 3 second places this season. She has won everything else. That is 10 wins out of 13. We've got a 2-rider incident there. That's up at the top half of the track. Which riders are those? That's Zoe Buerta. Oh, and another rider goes down. Chloe Urendal stops and falls over to join Ivana Fenter and Charisma Creel. Now Ivana Fenter's in 3rd position as she goes down again. Oh, Ivana Fenter's not going to enjoy watching this back later today. Come on, Ivana, get back on that bike. Now it is a race to see who can get back into this race first. Charisma Creel now helping Ivana Fenter pick up her bike. I've never seen that one before. Ivana Fenter getting her bike ready. Let's see. Okay, one of our riders back going. Ivana Fenter is back going. Chloe Urendal's back going. I cannot believe this. Ivana Fenter was helped by Charisma Creel, and she's left Charisma Creel in the dust. Charisma Creel now starting to pull away. Xavier just reminded me next weekend, be careful who you trust. But let's see now, what has that done for our podium battle? Surely, after that whole kerfuffle, Minky Kaywood should be up in speed 3. We'll let you know when our race leaders come across the finish line. Let us know, guys, in the comments what you think about that little incident. I've been watching racing many years, most of my life, but I've seen something like that. Now look at this train here. What's going on here? First of all, Leah Haygate is leading out front as they come through our lappers. There's Ivana Fenter, who has remounted after that incident. Brooklyn Lilford is now ahead of Ivana Fenter. So Ivana Fenter has lost heaps of time. Kayla Roth, meanwhile, closes up on Leah Haygate in the lead of this race. We have got 2 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. Here you have it. Our leaders come through to complete another lap. Leah Haygate has stepped the pace up. She's now in the 2:02s. 1 second separates our top two. As the field comes through now, we're going to be able to update you. So Minky Kaywood now up into P3 in the final race of the season. Jessica Osner, P4. Ivana Fenter, guys. Ivana Fenter, her best lap of this race is a 2:12.6. On that last lap, lap number 5, she did a 3 minute 17.2. A whole minute and 5 seconds lost for Ivana Fenter in that incident. It's going to be difficult for her to get to the podium. She's essentially got 2.5 laps to try and figure something out. Out front, the pace has dropped due to that incident out on track. 2:06.0 for Leah Haygate, 2:05.6 for Kayla Rolfe. So Kayla Rolfe took out 0.4 from our race leader. Leah Haygate is going to win the championship. You can see our 50cc motorcycles, our 50cc juniors getting ready for action. Let's see what show they can put on for us. Riley Gildeneys, another rider on his way to a title, but Leah Haygate now has a gap. Leah Haygate, let's confirm Leah Haygate. Kayla Rolfe, with a big moment. Kayla Rolfe getting unsettled there. Looked like she overjumped a little bit, losing control of her handlebars, getting a bit of a tank slapper there, but all in order now. Some traffic, another yellow flag out. Which rider has had problems there? Yellow flags down the bottom end of the track. Minky Kaywood, our P3 rider, has had problems. Will that gift Jessica Osner podium? Minky Kaywood has gone down. She's remounting on her bike. Where's Ivana Fenter? Ivana Fenter could get back into the podium positions if she can get ahead of Jessica Osner and Minky Kaywood with the little time remaining. Okay, our time has run out. Our race leaders should be coming around to start their last lap. Indeed, it is the last lap for Leah Haygate and Kayla Rolfe out front. We are looking at Haygate, your race leader, on her final lap of the season. This is your champion-elect, ladies and gentlemen. And for good measure, on the penultimate lap of the race, Leah Haygate, 2:0. Fastest lap of the race, 2.5 seconds quicker than Kayla Rolfe. Leah Haygate now signing and stamping her seal of authority on the season. It's going to be 11 wins from 14 races from Leah Haygate. A complete role reversal in the 2024 season between Haygate and Rolfe. We saw almost the exact same season, except with roles reversed last season. There goes Leah Haygate. Let's enjoy watching our soon-to-be crowned ladies champion, Leah Haygate, just under 2 minutes away from winning her first ever MSA MX National Championship. What a performance it has been as well from Kayla Rolfe. We're still waiting for Minky Kaywood and Kayla Rolfe. Minky Kaywood, Jessica Osner, Brooklyn Lilford, and Ivana Fenter to cross the line. Those riders are a lap down on our race leaders. So let's wait and see who's going to get that final podium position of the season. Minky Kaywood, without a doubt, Ivana Fenter, without a doubt, has been the third quickest rider today. However, Minky Kaywood has been the third quickest rider on the track. Leah Haygate comes to the last corner. 2 more jumps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up and applause your 2024 MSA MX National MX Ladies Champion, Leah Haygate. Leah Haygate finally does it. She triumphs over Kayla Rolfe. Kayla Rolfe comes through as your runner in this race and in the championship. Who's going to take third place? Jessica Osner. What a turnaround from Jessica Osner in the final round of the season. Rider number 21 on screen at the moment. Jessica Osner benefiting from the mistakes of Fenter and Kaywood. 1 more jump to go for Ivana Fenter. For Jessica Osner. Jessica Osner, P3, takes the podium. Fantastic. Fantastic effort from her. Next up, Brooklyn Lilford ahead of Minky Kaywood. This is for P4. Can Brooklyn hold on? Brooklyn Lilford holds on. Ivana Fenter comes through for P6. She will be very disappointed with that. Tough break for her. What a season it's been. What a season it's been for the ladies. Zoe Buerta comes through to complete her season. Great effort from her. And what a season it has been from all of our ladies riders. Let's catch up with our YouTube comments, see what everyone thought about that one. Get your shouts in for the 50s now. Good afternoon, John O'Kee. Who won MX2 Heat 1? It was Cam Duro, maintaining that unbeaten run. He took first place. I can't remember who finished second, but I know that Mark Cardi came through for that third place. Motocross Media Africa shouting out that Haygate has sealed up this, and it's a sure win for her in Morocco Motocross Africa of Nations. We will have to see Motocross Media Africa. Chloe Urendal comes through on the 47 to complete her season. Great effort from Chloe, the youngest rider in our field, the only rider on a 65, and without a doubt, a future ladies champion. There you have it. MX Ladies 2024 is signed, sealed, delivered. We've still got 50s to come. We've still got 65s to come. We've still got MX2 to come. The MX2 race is going to be a banger, guys. Trust me, you do not want to miss that one. A deep field this season. But we move our attentions now to our 50cc juniors. Our youngest riders on track. Luan Jordan absolutely dominated race number 1, the number 20. He took first place ahead of the 117 of Tradin. Riley Gildenays came through and took the championship in race number 1. So Riley Gildenays is now officially a back-to-back South African national motocross champion. Great effort from him. Joshua Zion Odia is still going to be fighting for that second position overall in the championship. That is a battle that will be fought out between him and Luan Jordan. So let me do some quick math for you here. Nodia was 19 points ahead of Jordan at the start of the day. I think after race 1, Jordan would have taken out 5 points out of Nodia, so 14 points between Luan Jordan, third in the championship, and Joshua Zion Nodia, our second place man in the championship. The number 1 plate of Riley Gildenays, double champion, 2024 champion. Keep an eye out for Travis Hart on the 16, Alessandro Green, Tian Skiepel, Reeston Bartlett, Braden Gareth Tucker, Milan Rue, Ethan Stahl, Sean Urendal, Axel Sutherland, Gary Hammer on the 18, Damian Kritzinger, Nate Small, Gianno Ferrero. We are about to be under starters orders. That 5-second board will be up in a moment's time. Those revs will be up very shortly. Who will come out on top? Riley Gildenays did not win race number 1. He won the championship. Now time to see how much pace Gildenays has. Time for him to go gung-ho, all out for the race win. No pressure for him as they pull off. Who's that in the lead of this race? That is Tradin in second place. I think that's Luan Jordan looking for his number there through the dust, but it is Luan Jordan, I believe, leading this race. Tradin, I can say with certainty, Tradin with the all orange kit in second position. Great effort from young Trey. Our race leader pulling a gap. I have to assume that's Luan Jordan. Joshua Zainodia is in third place. That looks like Riley Gildenays in fourth. Riley Gildenays, of course, has that flag with the South African helmet. So always easy to spot him. As you can see, our 50 juniors cut through the top half of the track, and it is indeed Luan Jordan leading this race. Oh, Trey Dean goes down. Trey Dean goes down. Second place, Trey Dean goes down on lap number 1. Let's see, the field comes through. He's losing many positions. Look like that bike has turned off for Trey Dean. Trey Dean needs to get that bike started so he can continue fighting for the podium. Oh, tough break for Trey Dean. He just lost the front in one of those deep ruts. The track really starting to break down now. At the end of the day, it is by far the toughest for our 50cc juniors. As we see some of our beginners, you can see Nate Small on the 7 getting stuck into the mid-pack battle. Out front though, Luan Jordan on screen, your race leader. This should be an easy run for him now. The only rider who had anywhere near pace to challenge him in race 1 was Trey Dean. Trey Dean has gone down on lap 1, so already a very big lead. Already a 6-second lead at the end of lap 1 for Luan Jordan. Joshua Zion-Odia in second. As it stands, that will not be enough for Luan Jordan to take second in the championship, but he is set to go 1-1 and claim the championship win overall today. No worries, bro. Riley Goodness in P3. Reeston Bartlett on the 88 in 4th place. Shout out to his dad, Harry. Got to catch up with him later. Meanwhile, on screen, we take a look further down the pack there. Back with your race leader. Luan Jordan is in a class of his own. 6 seconds in 1 lap. Let's see how much further he can extend that lead on lap number 2. Riley Gildenays hunting down Joshua Zion-Odia. Our top 2 in the championship with no answer at the moment for young Luan Jordan. What a season this has been from Luan. Let's see on our YouTube live comments who we've got supporting our 50cc juniors. Just getting our live team here to pull that up for me. We'll be checking in with our comments in a moment. Meanwhile, Joshua Zion-Odia in P2 defending from your reigning champion, your newly crowned champion, your double champion, your back-to-back champion. Not enough superlatives to describe the performance from Riley Gildenays this season. However, Luan Jordan out front has got our comments up. Here we go. Geo Fire Cars just speaking on that ladies race, which was fantastic, and Motocross Media Africa's team Riley Gildenays. Despite the bike issues, now we are taking up this one man. Still time for Riley Gildenays to try and get that P1. However, guys, on the previous lap, Luan Jordan came through at a 151.5. Joshua Zion-Odia was only on a 55.2 and only a 54.6 for Riley Gildenays. Trey Dean was the second fastest rider on the track at a 54.3 as we rejoin your race leader, Jordan, out front. No, is that Travis Hart? Just going to wait. That is indeed Travis Hart on the 16. Back with Jordan. Jordan in the lappers now. That's Nate Small and Giano Ferreira that are getting overlapped. Here's our battle of the race. P1. P2 is Joshua Zion-Odia. Our P2 and P3 men, number 34 and number 1, are battling it out for second position. So Joshua Zion-Odia on the 34 in P2. There he goes in the lead of that battle for P2. There goes Luan Jordan in P2. Yellow flags up at turn 2. Okay, rider down at turn 2. Is that one of our podium contenders? Joshua Zion-Odia has come through. That might have been Riley Gildenays. who has gone down there. We will catch up with Riley in a moment's time. But I think Riley Gildenes may have made a mistake. Meanwhile, Trey Dean, believe it or not, Trey Dean has just done a 50.3. He was 1.4 seconds quicker than Luan Jordan out front. So Trey Dean could be fighting for the win of this race based on his pace. Trey Dean was flying out there, or is flying, I should say. Meanwhile, 55s from Gildenes and Nordia last time round. Luan Jordan still in the 51s. Luan Jordan has a 15-second lead out front after 3 laps. He has got absolutely nothing to worry about as it stands. There he goes, our race leader, number 20. Luan Jordan in a class of his own at the moment. If you are just joining us, welcome to the final round of the MSA MX National Championships. On screen is 50cc race number 2, our final race of the season. Luan Jordan, your race leader. On screen, I am Temo Kumalo, bringing you your YouTube live streaming action. A huge thanks to all our event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sport, TRP Distributors, Better Brands, Bandit Graphics, as well as Red Bull South Africa for giving us the wings to fly. Back with that P2 battle, Riley Gildenes now up in second position. Joshua Zion Odia on screen, down into third place. So Joshua Zion Odia, it looks like, will have to settle for second place in the championship this season. Riley Gildenes up into P2. Last time round, a 152 from Jordan, a 54 from Gildenes, a 57 from Nordia, and Trey Dean on a 54-2. Trey Dean is only 4 seconds behind Joshua Zion Odia, so Trey Dean is not out of podium contention. It is very, very much possible for Trey Dean to end this season with a podium, despite the disappointment of crashing out on the first lap of the race. He is still in P4 behind Trey Dean. Alessandro Green on the 141 is still in P5. Reeson Bartlett has gone backwards. He has dropped the position down into P6. Braden Gareth Tucker in P7 on the number 30. Milan Rue P8 on the number 6. Axel Sutherland on the 212 P9. And Ethan Stahl on the number 413 is in P10 ahead of Sean Odendahl and Travis Hart. Travis Hart must have had problems in the beginning of that race because he was a lot further up front. There is the 413 of Ethan Stahl. He goes a lap down now behind Luan Jordan. We have got 3 minutes left of this race plus 2 laps, which will be followed up by the 65 class, and we wrap up our 2024 season with MX2. It's been an amazing year, genuinely an incredible season. Trey Dean, problems again for Trey Dean. Trey Dean was only 4 seconds off the podium charge. That penultimate corner, the second last corner of the track, has caught Trey Dean out again. Trey Dean has been bitten twice by that final corner, and to add insult to injury for Trey Dean, he did have the fastest lap of the race. Luan Jordan beats that by a 10th. Luan Jordan now goes on to a 50.2 to extend his lead to 21.3 seconds. Riley Gildenes is only 1 second ahead of Joshua Zion Odia. Riley Gildenes number 1. Joshua Zion Odia number 34 in second and third position. They are battling it out for those final 2 podium positions of the season. It was going to be a 3-way fight for 2 podium positions, but Trey Dean has gone down. So now Riley Gildenes, number 1, is in second position. He will be looking to end his season with a strong podium. Are there any further battles in this field? It is only our top 5 riders that are on the lead lap. Everyone else is a lap down at this stage of the race. We've got 1 minute 42 left on the clock in this race. Riley Gildenes and Joshua Zion Odia set their PB laps on the previous lap of the race. We are going to be following that battle. 21 second gap between P2 and P3. Here we are. There goes Riley Gildenes, Joshua Zion Odia. On screen is Nah. They're just behind these two. Riley Gildenhuys. There he goes, Riley Gildenhuys on screen, second position. Joshua Zion just behind him in third on the 34. This battle is heating up. The timer's going to run out. So this is the second last lap of this race when Luan Jordan comes around to complete another lap. He's still the fastest rider on track. He's still extending his lead. Joshua Zion half a second quicker than Riley Gildenhuys. That last lap round, Trey Dean has recounted in fourth. Bartlett, as he found his way back on Alessandra Green, not at the stage of the race. We have got a battle for the final two podium positions. Riley Gildenhuys versus Joshua Zion Odia. There goes Riley Gildenhuys, your newly crowned double champion. Where's Joshua Nodia? Oh, in fact, there's Luan Jordan, our race leader. There goes the 88 of Reeston Bartlett. Reeston in sixth position. Great effort from Reeston. And just behind him is Braden Gareth Tucker, who is in leading the 50cc B class. We are going to be focusing on the battle between P2 and P3. Number 1, Riley Gildenhuys, Joshua Zion Odia. Joshua Zion Odia and Riley Gildenhuys battling it out for second position. And have a look at that. Joshua Zion Odia has found his way through on Riley Gildenhuys. Joshua Zion Odia has made his way up onto second place. Riley Gildenhuys, can Riley Gildenhuys respond? We have got one more lap to go. There he is, Joshua Zion Odia, Riley Gildenhuys, P2, P3. Let's see the lap times as they come through to start their last lap. Another 1:51 from Luan Jordan. He is plus 20 seconds in the lead out in front. Oh my goodness. Joshua Zion Odia into the 150s. Joshua Zion Odia on the penultimate lap of the race sets his fastest lap of the race to go up into the 150.9s. That is the second quickest lap, third quickest lap of the race from any rider on track. Trey Dean still in P4. Alessandra Green also comes through with a new PB lap time, looking for that P2, P3 battle on track. Rider down. That is Travis Hart's tough break for Travis Hart. Another rider down at the start of the lap. Can't see which rider that is, but that is one of the riders further down the pack who's gone down. But Luan Jordan coming through to track the checkered flag. Luan Jordan, here he comes. Luan Jordan on his way to a double. He has got one more jump left to go. What an absolutely dominant performance this has been from him. Fastest lap of the race, fastest in practice this morning. Double race win. Luan Jordan ends his season off on an absolutely perfect note. Double win for number 20. Now let's check up on Joshua Zion Odia and Riley Gildenhuys, who do battle for second position. There they come. Riley Gildenhuys takes third position. Wow, those two came by quickly. Riley Gildenhuys did a 147.7 on the last lap. He went 3 seconds quicker. Whoa. Did Riley Gildenhuys take a shortcut? That is insane. What insane pace from Riley Gildenhuys on the last lap. He sets the fastest lap of the race. Just to give you guys perspective, Luan Jordan, who won the race by 20.1 seconds, his quickest lap was a 50.2. Riley Gildenhuys did a 47.7 on the last lap. He was 1.5 seconds ahead of Joshua Zion Odia with a 50.1. So Luan Jordan robbed of the clean sweep right at the end. Trey Dean is going to come through for fourth position. Alessandra Green will take P5. Reeston Bartlett, P6. Milan Rue, Braden Gareth Tucker, Axel Sutherland, Ethan Stahl completes your top 10. Travis Hart remounted after that early crash to finish in P11. Sean Ridendal is going to take P12 ahead of Gianna Ferreira, Gary Hammer, Nate Small, Damien Kritzinger, and Casper de Mist Kruger will round up our field as we watch our riders completing their final laps. Tough run for Riley Guldenhuis today. However, what a final lap. That is mental. How are you just going to shave 2.5 seconds off of the fastest lap of the race on the final lap of the season? Very, very impressive from Riley Guldenhuis. Okay, I will be keeping quiet for a second, guys, as we just get ready for the 65 class. There you have it, 50cc racing done for the season. 65s will be ready to go in a moment's time, followed up by the MX2s. Should be able to hear some cheering in the background there as Casper de Mist Kruger comes through to complete his season. Brody Bircher is the next champion-elect. Can Raiden Walls and Ross McKenzie stop him? They've got a big championship deficit to overcome if they are going to try and do that. But we've got time. I can hear. We are live. MX65 at the gate. We are about to go racing for the last time in the 65 class. MX2 following them up after that. Let's go racing. If you are just joining us, welcome to the final round of the season for MX National Championships. 65s under starters orders, 5-second borders up. The gate is about to drop. Some wheelies out of the gate. One rider has stalled. Let's see who gets that whole shot. Going into turn one. Two riders side by side. That looks like Brody Bircher in the lead of this race. Ross McKenzie goes around the outside. Ross McKenzie momentarily takes the lead. Look at it. What a shot from our Hi-Res media team there as we catch Brody Bircher going big air, absolutely centered, a little bit more committed than Ross McKenzie, and he powers his way into the lead. In fact, let me just give you an update on this point standings. Make sure that, okay, Brody Bircher, I can confirm, has not won the championship yet, but he is well on his way to do so. Where are Raiden Walls and Ross McKenzie? What can they do? We've seen Ross McKenzie is in P2 as our 85cc juniors are on lap number 1. Brody Bircher on the 30 out front. Can Ross McKenzie respond to the raw speed, the raw pace of Bircher out front? Brody Bircher looks so good on top of that KTM. Surely going up to the 85 class next season. Ross McKenzie P2. I can see Raiden Walls in P3. They have been the standout riders in this field. In fact, it's Raiden Walls ahead of Ross McKenzie. So who's that? Yes, Ross McKenzie has just dropped down to P3. That is Ross McKenzie we were looking at momentarily. His bike is ready. He is on the gas. So we've got the KTM of Bircher out front. The Husqvarna of Raiden Walls on the 345 in P2. Ross McKenzie third on the gas. There goes your top three. Across the line to complete lap 1 is Brody Bircher, our race leader. Uncle Tony Pateras rooting for the KZN boys to send it. Back with Brody Bircher leading this race. Brody Bircher at the end of lap 1 has a 2.8 second lead. He was 2.9 seconds quicker than Raiden Walls on that first lap. 1.4 seconds between Walls and McKenzie in P2 and P3. Enrico Barwise comes through in P4 on the 40. Kobe Kreitzman is in P5 on the 15. Eric Taylor on the 715 is in 6th place. Parker Sick on the 333 7th. John Luke Van der Veste is in P8. Aiden Fisher did not get the start he was looking for. We expect to see Aiden Fisher running higher up the top 10. He is in P9, and Ulrich Sturley on the 320 is in P10. That is your top 10 at the end of lap number 1. Back out front. There goes Raiden Walls. Is Raiden Walls closing the gap on Brody Bircher? It looks like he is. Can Raiden Walls, look at that. Raiden Walls has closed up the gap on our race leader. We are going to focus on this battle up front. Raiden Walls, look how much time Raiden Walls has made up on the second lap of race number 2. Raiden Walls knows that if he has any hopes of winning this championship, he's got to find a way through on Brody Bircher. He has to apply the pressure on Brody Bircher. He needs to try and get Brody Bircher to make a mistake. Will Brody Bircher crack? Brody Bircher does not have to do too much. He is the championship leader. He has a comfortable points lead, over 20 points out front. Even if Raiden Walls takes the lead, Bircher can afford to follow the 345. As you can see, the red plate on the front of number 30 signifying that he is your points leader. I can see more comments coming in. Shout out to Wahir Scott and Omar Irene Kreitzman rooting on for Kobe after watching her grandson Trenton claim the 85 national championship. We just saw Enrico Barwise on the 40 in P4. Meanwhile, out front, Ross McKenzie on the 85 still in a solid third position. However, out front, Raiden Walls up the inside of Brody Bircher. Raiden Walls momentarily takes the lead. Brody Bircher back up the inside, takes the lead back again. Raiden Walls is fighting. Raiden Walls is looking to go out in a blaze of glory as he finishes the season into turn 3. Brody Bircher goes defensive, blocks that inside line for Raiden Walls. Raiden Walls going around the outside this time. Can he set up some drive up the hill on the exit of turn 4? You can see Brody Bircher, that inside line, working much better for him. Brody Bircher is clearing that tabletop, as you can see. Well, not quite clearing it all the way, but definitely staying on the gas a lot longer than Raiden Walls behind him, and that is making a difference without a doubt. We still have MX2, race number 2, coming up after this. Motocross Media Africa just letting us know he is just enjoying the action. He is waiting for race number 2. What can Raiden Walls do? Brody Bircher is thinking about a race win, but he's thinking about a championship. We have a rider down at turn 2. Parker Sick on the 333 has gone down. Our former 50cc national champion Parker Sick on the 333 has gone down, struggling to get that bike started. You can see the sheer dejection there for young Parker. Has he got that bike going? He is back in the race. Tough break there for young Parker. Meanwhile, Raiden Walls last time round did do the fastest lap of the race at 2:10.000. Exactly 2.320 seconds faster than Brody Bircher. Ross McKenzie on a 2:16. He's in a lonely P3 now. There's our race leader, Brody Bircher. Has Raiden Walls got through ahead of him? Raiden Walls is now in the lead of this race. A mistake there from Raiden Walls. Is that Raiden Walls or a lapper? It looks like struggling to see there. Let's rejoin them now at turn number 2. Our race leaders, it looks like Raiden Walls is leading. Tough break there for Raiden Walls. Raiden Walls lost 3. Raiden Walls is having problems. Raiden Walls, as we can see off the track, a sloppy lap 3, unfortunately, from Raiden Walls, riddled with mistakes. He dropped to a 2:11, and unfortunately for Raiden Walls, on his slowest lap of the race, Brody Bircher just put in the fastest lap of the race, 2:08.4. You can still see the dust there hanging in the air from that off-track excursion for young Raiden Walls on the 345. Unfortunately, he is now in a lonely second position, still 12 seconds ahead of Ross McKenzie, so nothing to worry about in terms of an attack from behind for Raiden Walls. However, we have still got 5 minutes to go plus 2 laps in this race, so time for Raiden Walls to respond on Brody Bircher. However, Brody Bircher is the quickest rider on track at the moment. He can do something impressive. There goes rider number 166, Jaden Lawson, on the 166. He comes through in 12th place, much better showing there for young Jaden. Aiden Fisher, meanwhile, is up into 8th place. John-Luc van der Westhuizen having a much better showing here in race 2, P6. Kobe Kreitzman on the 15 is still in P5. Enrico Bauwise still in a lonely 4th position. He's got 20 seconds either side of him. Meanwhile, Brody Bircher, leader of this race on the 30, a deserving champion Brody will be if he can carry on this performance till the end of the race. The 30 of Brody Bircher. After this race, we've got one more race to go for the 2024 MSA MX National Championship season. What a season it has been. Some of the best racing you will see in the continent. There goes Ross McKenzie, number 85 in P3. He will come through to take 83rd place this year in the championship. So our top 3 as they run in track is our top 3 in the championship. Ross McKenzie does his fastest lap of the race on lap number 4. He's 1/10 quicker than Raiden Walls ahead of him. Raiden Walls on the 16.1 is in P2. Brody Bircher on an 11.3, just on an 11.3 last lap round. So Brody Bircher was 5 seconds faster than the next quickest rider on the track. John-Luc van der Westhuizen in P6 has just done his personal best lap of the race. So is Eric Taylor in P7. Aiden Fisser 9 seconds behind them. Let's see if Aiden Fisser can maintain that comeback charge. Back with your race leader, Brody Bircher. Brody Bircher on the 30 is still leading this race. Bircher on screen, out front on the 30, having a good showing of it. In a class of his own at the moment, young Brody Bircher on the 30. There's Parker Sick, who has remounted after that early race crash. It was a 3-minute 12 that lap he went down. As our riders come through further down the field, Kobe Kreitzman in P5 has just done another PB lap. He is 5 seconds a lap quicker than Enrico Bauwise. But not Enrico, Brody Bircher, our champion-elect, is dominating out front. Here we are with him, Bircher, really a class above. However, Raiden Walls has just done a 209.5. Raiden Walls was 2.5 seconds quicker than Brody Bircher that last lap. Raiden Walls has reduced the gap to 6 seconds. Is there time for Raiden Walls to still mount a charge for victory? He's got 1 minute 50 and 2 laps to go as we look at Brody Bircher on screen. I mentioned in race 1 how much taller Brody Bircher has grown this season. You can see he's starting to look lanky, looking a little bit like Trenton Krentzman on an 85 last season. Brody Bircher now using his extra height and leverage to maximum gain. We've got 3 laps to go, or 2 laps to go after this, I believe, in the 65 class. And we will then be moving to our final race of the season. If you are just joining us, welcome to the final round of the MSA MX National Championships. I am Temo Kumalo, bringing you your YouTube live streaming action. As always, a huge thank to our event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sport, TRP Distributors, Better Brands, and Bandit Graphics. A huge shout out to Mlimi Racing Co. and the Terratopia team for preparing this fantastic facility to end the National Motocross season off on a high note as well. A special shout out to the Dutoy and Henley families for their contributions, putting this amazing event together. As we take a look at Brody Bircher coming through there on Liam Sturley, I believe it is, brother to young Ulrich Sturley. Let's see, is Raiden Walls making any progress? 15 seconds to go. I think Brody Bircher is going to cross the line before that timer runs out. So Brody Bircher is now starting his penultimate lap of the race. Indeed he does. Brody Bircher crosses the line with 5 seconds remaining. Raiden Walls, a 2:11.8, 13.6. Ross McKenzie's down. Our third place championship man, Ross McKenzie, has gone down. Ross McKenzie looks like he's injured. Tough break for Ross McKenzie on the 85. We hope Ross is okay. Looks like Ross has a big one there, taking his bike off of the face of the jump. So it looks like it may have been a big hit for Ross McKenzie. Tough break for Ross McKenzie there. But out front, Raiden Walls in P2. We hope Ross McKenzie is doing okay. We've got an eye on him. We'll keep you posted on young Ross McKenzie. Hopefully he's doing okay. Out front, Brody Bircher is on the penultimate lap. The gap is only 4 seconds between P1 and P2. So let's focus on Brody Bircher in the lead. He is being caught by Raiden Walls on the 345. There he is, Brody Bircher. Raiden Walls on the 345 is on a charge. Brody Bircher has backed off the pace here. He needs to be careful to not back it off by too much. Raiden Walls is catching him. Let's see if we can see Raiden Walls in the shot. Brody Bircher, as you can see, still alone up front. Is that Ross McKenzie behind him back on his bike? There's Raiden Walls in the background on his Husky. Let's take a look at rider 345 as we see him closing down that gap. You're going to see him pop up on screen just behind Brody Bircher. Brody Bircher, your race leader on screen. So there goes Bircher in P1. There goes Raiden Walls in P2. Raiden Walls visibly closing that gap. It was over 10 seconds a couple of laps ago. It was 6 seconds a lap ago. It's 4 seconds now on this penultimate lap as Brody Bircher, we follow, comes through. He's got 2 more jumps and he's going to start his final racing lap of the season. Of course, Brody Bircher chasing the championship. Yeah, Brody Bircher will, without a doubt, want to win the championship with race win. Let us know, guys, in our live comments what you guys think of our champion electure. There goes Aiden Fisher. Aiden Fisher continues to make forward progress. His fastest lap of the race last time around. Aiden Fisher now up into P7, trying to hunt down Eric Taylor. Ross McKenzie, it seems like, has not rejoined the race. Ross McKenzie, I think, is now getting medical attention. So best thoughts with young Ross. It is the final lap of the season. Raiden Walls and Brody Bircher doing battle. Looking for our race leader, number 30, Brody Bircher. Out front, Raiden Walls is trying to hunt him down. Wow. Okay, so much was happening there. I missed the checkered flag. Sorry about that. Brody Bircher came through with a 2:12.2 on the final lap. Raiden Walls tried to the end. 2:10.8 on the final lap for Raiden Walls. He cut that gap down all the way to 2.9 seconds. It was lap 2 and lap 3 that cost Raiden Walls the race victory. He was the fastest rider on track at the end of that race. After the crash for Ross McKenzie, Henriku Barwise inherits a podium. Here comes Parker Sick on the 333 to come and inherit the podium. Kobe Krensman finishes his season with a P4. Great effort from Kobe Krensman and Irene Krensman, just sending her well wishes there for Ross McKenzie. We do hope Ross McKenzie is healthy and well. A tough way to end his season, crashing out on the second last lap of the season. But there you have it, guys. Bjorn Roots as well. Let's check in with him. Bjorn Roots comes through for second place in the 65B class. Jaden Lawson on the 166. Jaden Lawson, it looks like, will come through and take the checkered flag, winning out the 65Bs in the B class. Bjorn Rutz on the 512 P2. We just saw Bjorn on screen. And Liam Sturley on the 321 will come through in P3. Rachad Milieu will be fourth in the 65B class. And there you have it, guys. MX2 racing about to get underway. Jaden Proctor won MX1 race number 2, his first race win of the season. The first time Cam Duro has not won a race. Let's see if Cam Duro can end his MX1 and MX2 seasons with a 99.
Yeah, look here. Pro timing motocross, first link.
Okay. Pro timing motocross. Should be the first thing we find on Google. It says.
The one which says live internet. Yeah, just click National Motocross there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the final heat of the season for the MSA MX National Championships of 2024. We are going to catch our breath for a moment, but we will be going racing very, very shortly. Stav Orland was fastest in practice this morning. He had a difficult race 1. Luke Grundy was second.
I just couldn't see. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because it's in the race.
We are under starters orders. MX2 racing, 5-second borders up. Who will get that whole shot? Jaden Proctor gets a wheelie off the line. It looks like Orado with yellow and orange kit got a really good start, but the whole shot has gone to... Oh, look at this drone footage as our riders come on the exit of turn number 2. Still can't see who is leading that race as they come through. It looks like Mark Cardy in second position. Cam Duro leads. Jaden Proctor P3. Jaden Proctor, if he wants to win this race, needs to find his way through on Mark Cardy. Where's Luke Grundy? Where is Baden Dutoy? Where is Trey Cox, our rookie? Ricky Raff, Jordy van Beek. Keep an eye out for those riders. Look at the big whoops over the tabletop. MX2 racing, this is what it's all about. The fastest riders in the country showing their stuff. So in P2, I can't see, is that Mark Cardy, is it Luke Grundy? I think it's Luke Grundy. I might be mistaken. Luke Grundy, it looks like in P2. Here they come. Cam Duro leads this race on the number 1. Cam Duro, where he wants to be. Luke Grundy in second. Baran Tutoy in third. Not Jaden Proctor. It is Baran Tutoy on the 101. There's Jaden Proctor in fourth position. Through the final corner with race leaders now. Luke Grundy. Luke Grundy, what can you offer us? Can you challenge Cam Duro? Final race of the season. You can see the scrubs there from Luke Grundy. Cam Duro across the line to complete lap number 1. Luke Grundy right on his back wheel as we take a look at Baden Dutoy through the drone shot. Shout out to High Res Media Group for this fantastic coverage. And as always, our event sponsors, Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sports, TRP Distributors, Beta Brands, Bandit Graphics, and Red Bull South Africa for this fantastic action. Back with Cam Duro out front. Look at Luke Grundy up the inside. Luke Grundy is challenging his teammate Luke Grundy, the rookie, showing that as we go into 25, he will be a rookie no more. Over the Bridgestone tabletop come our race leaders. There goes Jaden Proctor P4, Ricky Raff on his Honda in P5 on the number 25. Mark Cardy is 6th, and your newly crowned high school champion and MX2 debutant and rookie Trey Cox on the 37. Watch Cam Duro out front. He cannot shake off Luke Grundy. Luke Grundy on the 450, challenging his teammate. This is very, very impressive from Luke Grundy, especially when you take into account the fact that Cam Duro has that extra international experience this season. He has been racing the AMA outdoors. So let's see what Luke Grundy has. When they crossed the line last time round, the gap was 0.7. We can visibly see on screen that gap has not grown. Look at Baden du Toit on screen on the 101, doing what he can to catch up to our P1 and P2, but out front, Cam Duro leads from Luke Grundy. You can see Luke Grundy is on the charge. Comments flying in on our comments flying in. Uncle Tony Pateras with his shouts for Grundy. Irene Krensman rooting on for Du Toit. Boniface, YOLO, good question. Where's Stav Orland? Stav Orland is outside the top 10. Stav Orland is in 15th place. Stav Orland has not taken the start. Stav Orland has not taken the start, so Stav Orland is out of this race before it has even started. Unfortunately for our Ugandan fans, Stav Orland is not in contention. Fastest lap of the race for Cam Duro, 48.7. Luke Grundy follows him up with a 49.7 and a 50.5 for Baden du Toit, 51.8 for Jaden Proctor in P4. Jaden Proctor now 9 seconds off the race lead. Does not look like he has that pace to challenge for the race win. The gap out front is under 2 seconds. What? Oh, look at that style from Cam Duro. He is loving life out front. Cam Duro looking to maintain that 100% win record in MX2. Unfortunately, a late crash for Duro cost him the win in race number 1 of MX1. Luke Grundy trying to end that unbeaten run for Duro in MX2. Motocross Media Africa says, seems like Luke Grundy spared some energy for MX2 just according to his performance in MX1. 100% agree there. Look how much time Luke Grundy has made up on this third lap of the race. That gap is not 1.8 seconds. It is for sure less than that. Luke Grundy railing it around the outside. A look over the shoulder for Luke. He can see that Baden du Toit cannot maintain the pace of our front two. Asanem Kuhner raising a fist there, supporting his buddy Grundy. What a performance this is from the 450 of Luke Grundy, our MX2 rookie, as we follow Cam Duro through turn 1. Through turn 2, Luke Grundy has closed up the gap. Let's see, they're just waiting for our live timing to update, but Luke Grundy surely was quicker than Cam Duro on that lap 3. 48.4 from Cam Duro on lap number 3. 48.2 from Grundy on lap number 3. He's taken 0.2 out of him over the Bridgestone tabletop. Back with the front. Okay, Cam Duro has extended his lead at the start of lap number 4. 48.2, fastest lap of the race from Luke Grundy. Last time out, our rookie is the fastest rider on the track. Let's catch up with our other rookies. Where is Baden du Toit? Baden du Toit is still in P3, 49.6 for him. He's still extending his lead over Jaden Proctor. Cam Duro on screen, still leading ahead of the 450 of Grundy. You guys can see in the middle part of this lap, you can see it visually on screen. Luke Grundy is stronger in the middle half of this lap. Look at the time he's made up. That gap was 1.6 seconds across the line. That is less than a second. So, in the first sector, Cam Duro is dominating. In the second sector of the track, Luke Grundy, look how close Luke Grundy's got. He's close enough to make an overtake. No mistakes allowed here for Cam Duro. Any mistake, and Luke Grundy will take the lead. You can see Luke Grundy struggling with some wheel spin there through the second last corner, and all that time he's made up in one corner. He has lost, but Luke Grundy is here to fight. He's here to challenge for the win. Let's check our comments. Get your shouts in, guys. Renette shouting for Cassie. Cassie's already won that race, Renette, a while back. Race 2 win for Cassie Van Sale. Tony Pateras pushing for young Grundy. Guys, let us know in those YouTube live comments. Are you team Grundy? Are you team Duro? Cam Duro trying to maintain that 100% winning record in the MX2 class. So this is where we see, guys, this is a part of the track where Cam Duro is stronger. So on that previous lap, 48.8 for Cam Duro, 49.2 for Luke Grundy. We saw that mistake halfway through that lap, of 50.4 from Baden du Toit. So Baden du Toit is slower than our race leaders, but still the third quickest rider on the track. Jaden Proctor comes through with his fastest lap of the race, 51.4. Same for Mark Hardy, who does a 51.300. Mark Hardy only 2.8 seconds behind the Out of Africa Monster Energy Yamaha Proctor. Just another 2 seconds further back is Ricky Roth, who comes through with a 53.0 that previous lap, and Trey Cox also lapping in the 53s in P7, our rookie out front. Again, you guys can see in the middle half of the lap, Luke Grundy is eating up that time to Cam Duro through the Dunlop rhythm section. Here they come. Duro from Grundy, Red Bull KTM from Red Bull KTM, reigning champion versus the rookie. Surely Luke Grundy will be in championship contention. We have our highest viewership on the stream of the entire day. Shout out to you guys. 8 minutes completed in this race, 9 minutes to go. Cam Duro comes through to complete lap number 5. Baden du Toit on screen, the 101 in P3. On that previous lap, another 48.8 for Cam Duro, a 49.0 for Luke Grundy. The gap is 2.1 seconds. Another 50.9 from Baden du Toit, solidifying that P3. Jaden Proctor consistent in the 51s. In P4, Jaden Proctor possibly used up the last stores of his energy to win that MX1 race in his battle with Cam Duro. Duro continues to lead out front. Behind Mark Hardy in P5 is Ricky Roth in 6th, Trey Cox 7th. Monster Energy Out of Africa Yamaha's Garrick Henley, P8. Callum Marriott, who we saw in MX1, up in the top 6. P9 in this race. Adam Back stepping up from MX3s is leading the MX2B class. He is in P10. Cole Mayer 11th. Blake Osner on the 210 is in 12th. Louis Mostad on the 228 is second place in MX2B, ahead of Seth Lilford. Stav Orland out of this race. Out front, Luke Grundy has reduced that gap again. Is Cam Duro suffering from a bit of fatigue here, or is he just managing this race? Still a long way to go, guys. 7 seconds plus 2 laps. The live timing says that gap was 2.1 seconds across the stripe last time round. That is a little bit less than 2 seconds. Look at the scrub from Luke Grundy. Luke Grundy's on the charge. We have an inter-team battle. Trust me, guys, the eye test is telling me that that is not 2 seconds. They're going to come around again to complete lap number 6. Our 2 race leaders. Let us know in our YouTube live comments, guys, which riders you're supporting. The riders with the biggest support will get a little bit of extra attention on our live feed. Make sure you are letting us know, guys. I am keeping my eye on our live chat. I am interacting with you guys on the live. We have an inter-team battle. It was only 0.9 across the line last time around. Luke Grundy 48.4. That is only 2 slower than his quickest lap of the race. That lap was faster than Cam Duro's quickest lap of the race, which was also a 48.4. The gap was 0.9 across the line. Look how much time Luke Grundy has caught up, guys. Luke Grundy is challenging for victory. We've still got 6 minutes to go. Luke Grundy surely has to make a pass for the lead. Here he is. He's setting up something. He's setting up a move on his teammate Luke Grundy around the outside. Can he cut back to the inside? No, he cannot. For the moment, Red Bull KTM's out front. Reigning champion versus the rookie. Haven't seen Jordy van Wyk in this race. Jordy van Wyk did not take the start in this race. Hope everything is good with Jordy van Wyk into the second last corner through the Dunlop rhythm section. There they go. Duro versus Grundy. We've seen Grundy hugging this outside line here at the final corner. Opts to follow the wheel tracks of Duro, our race leader. Cam Duro surely at this stage of the race can hear Duro behind him. Tony Pateras Uncle Tony with his shouts for Luke Grundy, Team Grundy making their support felt. We are coming through to complete lap number 7. 5 laps to go in the last race of the season. Let's see the lap times as they come through. On screen is Ricky Roth on the 25. Ricky Roth on the 25 is still in 6th position. On screen, Callum Marriott on the 717. Still running in P9. 4 minutes to go in this race. There goes Cam Duro one more time. Cam Duro has a bigger gap this lap than he did the lap prior. Is Cam Duro putting his head down now? Has Cam Duro been saving a late race charge here at the end of the race to hunt down, to try and extend his lead on Luke Grundy? Some lappers ahead of Duro. Who's that rider? He needs to make sure he gets out of the way of our race leader, pulls over to the right. Good effort there. I think that's Seth Lilford getting out of the way of our race leaders. Needs to make sure he doesn't impede Luke Grundy as well, and he might have impeded him a little bit there. Luke Grundy though is leaving it all on the line. Final race of the season. Luke Grundy doing everything in his power. Last time round on lap 7, 48.4 for Cam Duro, matching his personal best again. 48.3 for Luke Grundy. The fastest lap of this race from any riders of 48.2. So upping the ante here is Cam Duro. Lap 8 completed, a 49.0 for Duro, a 50.0 for Grundy. MMA in the comments saying that Grundy should keep up the pace, though racing under one umbrella. Boniface Yeko, great improvement from Grundy. Keep pushing, 100% agreed there with Boniface. Great effort from Luke Grundy. However, as they completed lap number 8, the gap was 1.8 seconds between our race leaders. Cam Duro now leads by 1.8 seconds, 3 laps remaining. Time running out for young Luke Grundy, the teenager. MX2 rookie Baran Dutoy still in that 3rd position on a 53.0. 51.5 for Jaden Proctor last time round. He is only 1.3 seconds ahead of Mark Cardy. We saw Mark Cardy in the podium in race 1. Looks like he's fighting for 4th at best here. Meanwhile, Luke Grundy on lap number 9 is closing once again on the back wheel of Cam Duro. Cam Duro passes another lapper. Let's see how Luke Grundy manages with that one through the Dunlop rhythm section. That back marker getting a little bit sideways through the rhythms there. The track is fully broken down now. Only 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go in this race. I think, in fact, the next lap, 2 minutes to go, this next lap then will be the penultimate lap of the race. So, 2 laps to go as we watch Cam Duro cross the line. 2 laps for Luke Grundy to claim his first race win of the season. We're going to be keeping an eye on those lap times once again. Renette still posting her shots there for Cassie. Renette van Black, I think that is Cassie van Sales, 165, race number 2, but keep supporting him to your heart's content. Our viewers are hitting the highest we have hit all stream. Shout out to you watching at home. There's Mark Hardy on the 24. Mark Hardy unmistakable with his Troy Lee Designs kit. So on lap number 9, as our riders came through, a 150.200 for Cam Duro, a 150.210 for Luke Grundy, 0.010 seconds faster was Duro on that previous lap. The gap still 1.8 seconds. This will be extremely frustrating for Luke Grundy. He can see his teammate almost close enough to reach out and touch him, but cannot at the moment get close enough to make a move. This is the penultimate lap, the second last lap of the season. Push, Grundy, push, says Uncle Tony Pateras. Come on, Luke. Put on a show for us, young Mr. Grundy. Indeed he is. That gap is less than 1.8 seconds. Luke Grundy needs to maintain it till the end of this lap. Another back marker coming around for the last 3 laps. Every time we get through to the Dunlop's rhythm section, another lap is caught. That rider moves out the way. Cam Duro using all the experience he's gained in all the years fighting with Tristan Purden and all the experience he's gained racing in the MA Outdoors this season. Here they come. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Will Cam Duro cross the line before the timer runs out? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Cam Duro crossed the line with 1 second to go. 2 laps to go. Cam Duro crosses the line with 1 second to go on the timer. Adds another lap to this race. 2 laps to go. 49.3 on lap 10 for Cam Duro. 48.8 for Luke Grundy. The gap only 1.3 seconds. Luke Grundy, you have 2 laps to go. Peter Kalinda, world class, 100% right. Irene Krentzman, it's always a pleasure. Glad you're enjoying the action. Shout out to Trenton Krentzman, the champion. Back with our race leaders. Duro leads from Grundy. We're now approaching the section of the track where early in the race, Luke Grundy has been the strongest. Look at the whoops. Full send over the big tabletop up at the northern part of the section. Luke Grundy is leaving it all on the table. Luke Grundy has done this entire race in the 148. He's been hunting down Cam Duro like a man possessed. Luke Grundy on screen. Look at that gap. He is closing. Luke Grundy has got a lap and 3 corners to go to try and claim this race win. Luke Grundy, what have you got in store for us? Luke Grundy has to leave it all on the table. You can see the spectators rooting on the young 450. Luke Grundy continues to close. Button to toy still P3. Jaden Proctor P4, Mark Hardy P5, only 1.3 seconds behind Proctor now. Mark Hardy said his fastest lap of the race last time round on 150.5. He was the 3rd fastest rider on the track. Ricky Roth P6, Trey Cox P7. Here they come. As we start the last lap, let's keep an eye on those lap times. More and more people are joining the stream. Baron du Toit, 101, last lap of the season. Here we have it on lap 11. Cam Duro came through the 48.8, a 49.3 from Luke Grundy. Luke Grundy loses half a second on the second last lap of the season. Cam Duro, Luke Grundy, our race leaders on the final lap of the race. Here they come. Cam Duro leads 1.8 seconds across the stripe. There they go on screen. Cam Duro over the big tabletop at the bottom throws his last whip of the day over there. Luke Grundy, what have you got in store for us? Half a lap left for Luke Grundy. These 2 Red Bull KTMs are 22 seconds ahead of Button to Toy. So an absolute class of their own from these 2. Jaden Proctor at 1.9 seconds ahead of Mark Hardy. 2 corners to go now for Cam Duro. Cam Duro, if he doesn't make any mistakes, should be on course to make it a clean sweep in 2024 for the MX2 season. We've been speaking about Luke Grundy a lot in this race, but cannot take anything away from Cam Duro. Cam Duro comes through the last corner. 2 more jumps for him. Then he will come through for the checkered flag. There they go. P1, P2. Across the stripe, and Cam Duro takes the win ahead of Luke Grundy. Baron du Toit P3. That rider's Adam back. He is a lap down. Baron du Toit should be coming up just behind him. There's Baron du Toit in P3. Jaden Proctor in P4 coming through with Mark Hardy. There he is. Jaden Proctor, Mark Hardy take the final 2 top 5 positions. Who's next on the road? There goes Ricky Roth. Ricky Roth on the 25 being hunted down by another rider there. Who is that behind Ricky Roth? Can't see who that is. That rider looks like he may be a lap down on that final lap. It was a 50.1 from Cam Duro, 50.2 from Luke Grundy. Cole Mayer comes through to take the checkered flag. Battles still raging on all the way down the field out front. Cam Duro has taken the race win in the final race of the season. And indeed, I can confirm 14 starts, 14 wins for Cameron Duro on the number one. He wins another 2 titles in 2024. Garrick Henley on the 28, still battling it out with Callum Marriott. Callum Marriott comes through to take 8th position. Garrick Henley, P9. Jaden Proctor was 4th with his fastest lap of the race. On the final lap, Mark Cardy, Mark Cardy becomes the 3rd rider in this race to lap in the 48. The third fastest rider of the race, Mark Cardy, with a 48.8 on the final lap. Ricky Raff, P6. Trey Cox, P7. Callum Marriott, P8. Gary Kenley, P9. Blake Osner takes 10th position. Cole Mayer on the 74 is 11th. Louis Mostert, P12. Adam Back, P13. Seth Lawford, P14. Stav Orland, Jordy van Wyk, unfortunately did not join us at the start of this race. As you can see, our results on screen. There you have it, guys. Only 1.8 seconds at the flag separating our top 2. What a fantastic day it has been. Congratulations to all our champions. Let's just run through it quickly. Riley Guldenace, your 2024 50cc champion. Brody Bircher, 65cc champion. Trenton Krentzman, 85cc champion. Trey Cox, your champion in the high school class. Cam Duro takes MX1 and MX2. And in the MX3s, Dean Wheeler is your champion. In the MX3 vets, Morne Janse van Rensburg, I think, is your vets champion. We'll need to get the calculator out for that one. But it will either be, in fact, I think Jono Duploy should be the MX3 vets champion. Congratulations to him. Leah Haygate wins the ladies championship. There you have it. Back to our comments. Great performance from Grundy. 100% agreed. What a day of racing it has been. We will be staying on our live stream to bring you that MX2 podium, which will be happening shortly. Cam Duro, race winner Luke Grundy with his performance of the season. Luke Grundy surely will be a championship contender if we see him in the MX2 class fighting again in 2025. Great effort from him. Guys, let us know in the comments what you have thought about the racing today. Fantastic effort from all our riders. Shout out to Terratopia, the whole Terratopia team, the whole MSA, MX national teams, and Motocross Commission for putting together a fantastic 2024 season. We are waiting for that MX2 podium before we wrap up our live stream of the day. Let us know in our comments if you guys have any questions today. I don't think we'll be able to do the post-race interviews like we normally do. Unfortunately, the signal is a bit tricky here in the valley. We will be joining that podium soon. But guys, there you have it. Now see me on screen. That's me, Timber there. What a 2024 season it's been. Well done to all of our competitors. Well done to all of the Northern Regions riders who also joined us at the racing today. What a season it's been. So let's just run through quickly as we round up while we wait for that podium. Our top three in the championship in each class this season. In the 50cc class, Riley Guldenays was your champion ahead of Joshua Zion Odia and Luan Jordan. Brody Bircher was your champion in the 65 class ahead of Raiden Wools and Ross McKenzie. In the 85s, Trenton Krentzman took his fourth championship today ahead of Evan Frost and the Husqvarna of Cruz Martin. That was your top three in the 85s. In the high school, Trey Cox became your champion. Tristan Duro unfortunately missed the final round with injury. Gene Fisser will either be third or second in the championship. He might have overtaken Tristan Duro in our final round today. Really, really strong riding from Gene Fisser. Unfortunately, Cade van Deventer, another rider, out with a knee injury this round. Matthew Correa and Thor Johnson just following up behind them. They're doing the podium now. Cameron Duro, MX1 champion in 2024. Jaden Proctor comes through with a fantastic season moving from Honda to Yamaha. He will be your runner-up in MX1. Davin Cocker unfortunately was not able to join us at the final round today, so Dean Wheeler will take third position in MX1 in 2024, followed up by Johan Vogelesang and Jesse Wright. Cam Duro again in MX2 is your champion ahead of Luke Grundy, who will be our runner-up. And it will be close between Ricky Roth and Jaden Proctor. They came in separated by 6 points today. Again, I don't have that calculator with me, but it may be that Jaden Proctor possibly got that third place ahead of Ricky Roth. Other than that, Dean Wheeler, your champion in MX3, ahead of Levi Doherty and Jono Duploy. And Morne Jans van Rensburg and Brett Field. Jono Duploy, I believe, is your MX3 Veterans champion. Morne van Jensburg, Janse van Rensburg, your runner-up, and Brett Field third. Leah Haygate, finally, your ladies champion. Shout out to Leah Haygate. She has worked extremely hard for this one. Kayla Roth, your runner-up. And Minky Kaywood takes third overall in the season finale. Let's take our final look at this wonderful facility. Thank you to our event sponsors for the final time today. Prepsol, Missing Second Technologies, Venture Sport, TRP Distributors, Better Brands, Bandit Graphics, Red Bull South Africa for giving us the wings to fly. Shout out to the whole Terratopia team, especially the Mlimi brothers from Mlimi Racing Co. Jono, Joshua Mlimi hosting their first national today. Shout out to them, and a special shout out as well to the Dutoy and Henley families for their contributions behind the scenes. Thank you to the MSA Motocross Commission, who have put together a fantastic season of racing. Numbers have been strong this season despite the tough economic times in South Africa. This season, national motocross racing has been thriving. And lastly, thank you to all of you, our spectators. You guys have made this a very, very fun and enjoyable season for me. Watching from trackside, engaging with you guys in our live streams. Shout out to the High Res Media Group as well for bringing us our upgraded and updated live stream footage today. The shots have been absolutely unreal. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your MSA MX National Championship season is complete for 2024. I've been Tema Kumalo this season. Thank you so much for all your support. Get home safely, party hard, party safely tonight, and I will see you all again in 2025. That's it for 2024, guys. Thank you so much. Take care and goodbye.